Good morning. What's going on?
Good morning, everybody.
I forgot to mute you during the intro so I could hear you hacking and coughing and whatever the heck you were doing.
Great, great.
Yep. So, yep, that's
Thank
how we're
you.
starting off this morning. Good morning, folks. What's going on? Welcome to the easy stream where everything is easy. It's the Sunday morning Fishroom Hangout stream with my co-host, man in my head, Fishymon. What's going on,
Where
buddy?
everything is not always so easy.
Yeah, well, we try. We try. Oh, so let's say hi, people. Good morning, Scotty Aquati. Good morning. Thanks for being here. 3G. Whizzle the fish, degenerate fish keeper. Wow, I know that name. What's up, Whizzle? How's it going, man? Thanks for being here. Long Family Show. Good morning. Good morning. Color Guppies. What's up, dude? Pink Rose. 9. Sending love, support, thanks. All right. Thank you from Craig's. All right. Cool. Thank you, Pink Rose. Nice to see you here. John McKenzie. Good morning. Good morning. Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo. Eduardo's in the house. What's up, man? Great Sunday, easy morning. That's right. Easy like Sunday morning. Where are we at here? Jeff Kane, good morning, good morning. Benoxky, what's up, buddy? Richard Reynolds, how's it going, man? Richard, any luck on those Santa Dorsalis eggs? I'm guessing not, maybe. I don't know. Anyway.
He made eggs and bacon with them.
3G, all right, it's it out, everybody, I think. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, we're rolling here. What we got? We're looking at some shrimp. Some cherry, I
There's
believe.
particular reason we're looking at shrimp today.
Yeah, I think we are. We'll get into that in a real quick second here, but these are painted red cherry shrimp, or they were supposed to be. At least when I bought them, that's what they were. But I haven't really been doing my due diligence with culling these guys out of the tank, so they're kind of getting a little mottled. Anyway, yep, those are them.
That one right in the middle looks like he has a stripe running down his back.
Yeah, I think he does actually. Some of them do. It's kind of like almost like an orange, almost whitish stripe. It's kind of that's what makes them
Yeah,
painted. It's like different. It's a different color of red, but it's like a different. It stands out a lot. So, but I'm not entirely
yeah.
sure if that's what he has on him or if that's just a light glistening off of him. Because it, for some reason,
I
it
don't
seems
know,
awful
but
saturated
I
on this
often
camera.
see it in a lot of my shrimp. It's almost
Mary
like a
Beth.
racing stripe.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I guess that's why they're called painted fire reds.
Mm.
What did I say? Good morning, Mary Beth. Good morning, Alishon. What's going on? Tata loves. Good morning. What's going on? I'm seeing a lot of new names here. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Yeah. So, hang on.
How's your
Hang on.
face?
It's still numb.
Hmm,
Still numb. Hopefully,
that's not good.
no. It's been weeks now. So, yeah, I don't want to think
It's
about
no
it. So,
longer swollen though, right?
no. Well, I mean, the fact that it's numb makes it feel swollen. So that's what I feel.
But
But
it's
yeah, it's
not
no longer.
physically.
Yeah, exactly. That's the. Okay, so anyway, the reason we're looking at these shrimp is because I have a buddy of mine who has 2 young children, and he just got a little fish tank that he's like, hey, what can I put in this? And I was like, this is a very small tank. The only thing you could really put in this successfully is shrimp. He's like, oh,
What
cool.
size is
It's like a, it's like one of those little like kids aquarium things. So it's like a gallon and a half, maybe 2 gallons. So
it?
not a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Anyway, I was like, you could put some shrimp in there. And he was like, oh yeah. I'm like, dude, I got a ton of shrimp, man. I got red ones. I got blue ones. What do you want? So he asked his kids. His kids were really excited about it. And they have a ton of questions about shrimp. So he was going to call on my phone and have his kids ask me some questions to get some answers. So there'll be a little call-in segment today. We're going to try something new. Other than that, I'm
So
trying
you're gonna put your phone
speaker.
on speakerphone so
Yup,
that we can all listen in.
that's the point. Yep, yep. And then I have to shield the children from you because
Ah, from me.
direct exposure.
I'm children love me.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
No, it was just that it actually is the easiest way. Otherwise, I have to have them get into the ninja thing or figure out another way to get their audio. But at the end of the day,
yeah.
that works. Okay. He's texting me right now.
Okay, is he ready to get it live with the
Let's see.
fish
Hang on.
fam?
Let's see. Jason is the BBA king. Yeah. No, I think they might have gotten hot and shipping the all fungus in a couple days. Yeah. We'll try again, Richard. Don't worry. All right, here we go. Hang on. Hold on a second. I'm going to mute myself real quick.
Oh, he's I guess I should keep talking to you guys. He's muted for a while. So, but I gotta be kid friendly this stream. So I will try not to say anything off
No, that's cool.
color today.
Owen. Aaron, I'm sorry. Oh, Owen's your brother. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
He's got a little bit of a stuffy nose, so he might be hard.
You guys hear that?
Got a little cold going through the house.
Yes, we
So,
can.
Aaron, do you see the red shrimps? So, what did you want to ask Mr. Jason about the red shrimps?
How many are we gonna get?
Well, I was thinking probably like 3 or 4 of each color. There'll be red ones and there'll be blue ones. So there'll be a total of 8. 3 of each, 4 of each, or 6 to 8. I think 8 would probably be a good start. Here, I can show you the other ones too.
Oh, let's have a look.
It's gonna be a few seconds till you see it.
Yeah, sure.
There's a little bit of a
Red
delay
ones
on your
are
end.
really bright red.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised.
And these the blue ones though, sometimes they look more black in this photo or on the camera, but in person, like some of them are really like just like a deep blue. You can kind of see them in the back there.
What
Fish food?
do they eat fish food?
Actually, yep.
They eat fish poop? I don't know.
You told me, Dad.
They might eat fish poop. I'm
Well,
sure.
I know that they will sort through it and find anything that they can eat. What they normally eat, I guess, in nature is they eat this stuff called biofilm, or little microscopic stuff. Like they're just constantly picking around on the ground. I don't know if you can see it here, but in the other, here, I'll switch back to the red ones. The red ones, you can see they're kind of always sorting through stuff. They eat like this little like stuff that forms on stuff. It's like microscopic. They call it offlux or whatever, or biofilm. Okay. It's just byproducts. They eat algae. They're opportunists. They will eat anything. Right. So yes, they will eat fish food. They'll eat algae. They'll pick on stuff that's grown. Obviously, they're not eating that blackbeard algae. I wish they would, but they don't. But yeah.
There's also specialized shrimp food.
Yeah, there's also there also is like specialized shrimp food that people sell. I can give you some of that when I send them to you, or whatever when I give them to you.
You can ask a question. Go ahead.
And also, can we see your salt on the screen?
Oh, he wants to see your other fish. He was wondering if he could get a tour of your massive fish.
He said salt.
You did a little short with a shark that you showed. Is that your shark?
Depends on which. I mean, I've done a lot of shorts with sharks. I have bala sharks, and
Okay.
do I have another shark? No. No, yeah, roseline sharks. I guess they're all in the same
Well,
tank. Let me show.
I've been telling them a lot about how, elaborate your fish setup is in the basement there. I don't know if you have any. Do you still have them on the first floor, or just have you?
No, everything's down in the basement now.
Oh, okay. Are you able to give a little tour?
Yeah. I mean, I do this every week.
All right.
Pretty much as well. I can give the full tour, I guess. Hang on, let me.
They love the full tour.
We're
We'll go
on
on mute and we'll listen to it through the YouTube, so there's no.
All right. Well, let's I can do the tour after, or we can finish asking questions about the shrimp, and then I'll just go through and show everything, and if that works.
You want to talk about the shrimp?
I want to know, like, how big are they?
They're about like an inch and a half, maybe like 1.5, 2 knuckles at most. And when they're born, they lay eggs, right? If occasionally you'll see them. They have a bunch of eggs like under their tail there. That's where they hold all the eggs, the females. And when she drops the little babies out, they're so small they're like the size of like a piece of pepper, like a pepper flake. So
wow.
They're real little, and then they get about an inch and a half total, like as they grow. So they stay pretty small.
I see a female.
You see a female?
Yeah.
How do you know?
You can.
The little tail is like big, and I think they'll get about to lay.
Oh, but
true.
Mr. Jason was saying that that they have eggs under their tail.
That's how you can tell females apart. They have like they call it a skirt. What it looks like is one of the shrimp is wearing like, instead of like almost like a hoop skirt, like from back in the old times. It's kind of what the females look like. And that's how you can tell males from females.
Oh, look at that! They do swim too. I didn't know they swam around. I thought they just.
Oh yeah, they're master swimmers. They swim backwards usually. Well, they swim faster backwards, but they can swim forwards. Let's put it that way. But they just kind of.
They swim faster backwards?
Yeah, they're like, it's like their defense mechanism. They just kind of spring back like, woo. Here, I could probably scare one and show you.
How fast do they go?
Pretty fast. You gotta be quick with these guys sometimes. Here, let me see.
For a mile per hour big
37 miles per hour. Let's see. Can we scare any of them?
Gonna happen.
See, look at that little guy right there floating.
Yeah. Look at him.
That guy.
Oh, look.
He's little.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you got a fish as big as a car in water. It would just go like 1,000,000 miles per hour since.
Yeah, those are like sharks.
It would be weird to have a car underwater in a shrimp tank, right?
No, I mean a shrimp as big as a
Oh yeah. It'd be a big shrimp.
A goodie.
Godzilla size. Yeah, there you go.
And so the water looks very cloudy, like there's a lot of particulate floating in water.
Probably because I just stirred it all up when I stuck my hand in there. But yeah, I mean, I could keep it cleaner, I guess. Probably should.
And what's the tolerance for just city water?
They prefer harder water. You said you had hard water, so you got a lot of scale and stuff. That's a pretty good sign.
Okay.
They're called Neocaridina is the genus, and they're more like a harder water species, but they can tolerate, standard, whatever. It's just when your water starts getting soft and acidic is when they start not doing so well. But there is another type of shrimp that does better in that type of water. So.
I just saw one picking on that moss.
Yeah, on the algae that's growing there.
Yeah.
Now, Jason, you said that you would send 2 little guppy type fish.
I have endlers I can give you. Yeah, they're smaller than guppies. They're in the same genus. Actually, can interbreed with guppies.
Okay.
Here, let me show.
Take a look at those.
Yeah. Yep. Let me put the camera on them. And this is like, I'm telling you, that tank is real small. If you get anything bigger, it would be better. You know what I mean? You said it was 1.5 gallons?
See if they want to support fish, right?
Well, all right, the other thing you got to worry about is the nitrogen cycle. Do you know about this?
No.
Okay, the nitrogen cycle is how it's beneficial bacteria that forms in the water column on stuff, usually in a filter, on the rocks, whatever. It's there's two types. One that starts, first of all, like, you know, when fish eat and shrimp eat, they create waste, right? You know, like humans.
Yep.
And
what he's saying is that they go to the potty.
right, they go potty, and then what that creates is ammonia in the water column. Ammonia is deadly to fish and shrimp. At some point, when it gets to a point, bacteria will build and that eats ammonia, right?
Oh. Okay.
Turns out ammonia, that's one of the types of beneficial bacteria. When it eats ammonia, it creates a waste product called nitrite. Nitrite is also deadly to fish, right? However, there's another bacteria that will build up that eats nitrite. Takes nitrites and turns them into nitrates, which is not as harmful to fish. It's pretty much not harmful to fish except in like large quantities. You know what I mean? So those two bacteria will keep the water clean. Now the problem is establishing that bacteria right off the bat is kind of hard, and that's usually where a lot of people fail. They get a small tank, they throw a bunch of fish in there, a week later everything's dead, right?
Okay.
Now, when I give you these fish, I'm going to give you,
Yep.
I'm going to give you some, like, it's going to look like poop water, right?
Okay.
That's the bacteria. Put that in your tank. I'll give you, like, whatever, some gravel or whatever it is. See that?
Yeah,
oh, wait,
sure.
hang on. Let me put the tank on the thing on the endlers. And then you can see.
So, boys, what Mr. Jason is going to give us is some of these.
Yeah, the bacteria water and the nitrates.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, he's going to give us some red shrimps, some blue shrimps, but those will all become brown shrimps. All right.
Well, it takes a long time for that. Yeah, these are the endlers. The colorful ones are the boys. I'm going to give you 2 of those, I think. That way you don't have to worry about, like, them breeding and getting a whole bunch of them.
Sure.
And anyway, yeah, and I can give you, like, some of that gravel in there. Or whatever, I know you got colored gravel. Just throw it in the tank.
Yep.
Or whatever,
Okay.
put it in a baggie or a nylon sock and stick it in your filter. Because that'll help seed the tank.
How long do they normally live?
Shrimp and these fish, probably like 3 years. I'd say 2 years is probably a good long life for a shrimp.
Guppy?
Now, I see that there's many little ones, and are these all the same fish in here?
These are all the same fish. The bigger colorless ones are the females, and the colorful ones are the males. There is some red ones in there that are a different species of fish entirely. Those are chili rasboras. But the multicolored ones are the endlers. The silver-looking ones are the female endlers. And the little babies, the small ones, are little babies.
Okay.
They give live birth. They don't lay eggs. They actually just give birth to fish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're called live bears.
We have a female and a male one.
Well, then we'd have many of them.
Yeah, and then your tank would be too small. You need a bigger tank to have that. So tell your dad to get you a big tank.
Well, let's get this experiment out of the way. Let's see if we can maintain this, and
yes.
then we can go bigger.
The other thing that's important is, especially in a new tank, is doing a little bit of water changes. Now, shrimp can be sensitive to temperature changes, right? Like, so you want to keep the water very similar temp. Do small water changes. Like, this is only like a 2-gallon tank, so, you know, take like a cup of water out, 2 cups of water out, and put a cup of water back in. You know what I mean?
I have some stuff from the.
Did I pull that camera out?
I
did. I just.
and grab the little stuff that they told us to put a couple drops in a day.
Oh, that's the prime. I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw it in your photo when you sent it to me.
Prime.
All right, that's another thing you can use too. Like, all right, just keep in mind, prime is a water conditioner. It neutralizes chlorine and stuff. You want to use that if you're using tap water, because a lot of cities have chlorine.
Stability, new tank stabilizer.
I think stability is actually beneficial bacteria, if I believe correctly.
Okay.
But a lot of times those products, like, sometimes they don't work because they were stored improperly, so the beneficial bacteria is all dead. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it can work. It's just you got to get the, you know.
Okay, it does say stability will rapidly and safely establish aquarium biofilter.
Yeah. That's it.
But
Yeah.
maybe it does, or maybe it doesn't. Could have been stored.
Right. If it was stored, yeah. If it was sitting in a hot warehouse, probably not. If it was stored at room temp, it'd probably be okay. But I'll give you some of that, bacteria.
Some of the real stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
All
What the
right.
heck else was I
All
gonna
right,
say?
boys. Last chance for questions to Mr. Jason, and then he's gonna. We'll go back to YouTube, like audio, and he's gonna give a fish tank tour.
Yep. I'll show you all the tanks.
So, what's your last question, there, Bear?
Can we see the salt on the tour?
Yeah, he'll show us his sharks on the tour.
Yeah.
Okay, Owen.
So we're gonna get all of these fish, but I think we should only get like 2 shrimp of each kind because we have a really small tank. So.
Well, I think more shrimp can live together than the fish can.
Well, I was more worried. Well, yeah, I mean, he's got a good point. I'll give you let's meet in the middle. I'll give you 3 of each. How about that? That way, there's not too many. And and if something does happen and they do die, don't get discouraged. It does happen, and I can always get you more.
Okay.
Okay.
And what about some little snails? Should we put some little snails in there? Or?
Snails are kind of like, yeah. I mean, you can. I could give you some. Definitely have snails. I have Malaysian trumpet snails I can give you. They're kind of cool. They dig around in the dirt and stuff.
Okay, that would be great. Let's have a look at those in the tour as well, if we could.
Yeah, they're snails are good for aquariums because snails and shrimp kind of have like a symbiotic relationship, I think. A lot of times snails eat like bigger stuff like leafy matter, and then they create all this waste, and the shrimp go and like, oh, this is like, manna from heaven. You know what I mean?
All right, boys.
And then check the temperature on it.
You got to check the temperature in the fish tank? Okay.
Yeah. You want to keep, I know you said you had it like that heater was like keeping it around 80. 80's a little high end for shrimp. They like it like, at most like high 70s. I mean, they can go hotter, but you're just going to start seeing die-offs and stuff. And these endlers can definitely handle being a little bit on the cooler side because I raised them without a heater for pretty much ever.
Okay.
So they can handle like mid-70s.
Okay.
Mid-70s, room temp is usually good. Unless you keep your house at like 65, you might want to warm that area, keep it somewhere warmer. Yeah, 75-ish.
It's pretty close to the AC vent too, right? So it's pretty cool there.
Yeah. Cool. All right, man.
All right, boys. Say thank you to Mr. Jason.
Thank you.
No problem, guys. Good luck. We'll see ya.
Let's see the tour. Thanks, man.
Yep, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Yep, sure thing.
Bye.
Take care. All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. That was that.
Okay, so you're gonna give a little fish tour of your fish room?
I lied to those kids. What are they gonna do about it? No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
man,
I'm kidding.
you are a Scrooge.
Yep. All right, hang on. Let me. I think I knocked that camera out, so I got to make sure it's working. Good. What were we gonna say?
So you're gonna send them a little bit of Momi water?
I was actually probably just grab a handful of gravel, I think.
Yeah. Do they have any substrate in that tank?
I think yes. Hang on. I could probably show you a picture of it, but hang on. I'm trying to get this camera back working because I accidentally knocked it off. Oh, what am I hearing? I'm hearing myself. Okay, that's what's happening. All right, cool. It's back. It's on its side. I'll just use this camera though. Is this the one? No. I should probably use this.
I see a
camera on side.
Tripod.
Because I knocked the camera over. All right. When I kick the wire out of it. Okay. Let's go on a road. Let's go on a ride. I don't need my phone.
Road again.
I can't wait to get back on that road again. All right. So the kids are still watching. Let me give the tour. Oh, you know what? Hang on one sec. I'm gonna set that down real quick. I gotta change the thing because I think the focus is locked, and I think we're zoomed in. So let me change that real quick. I can't wait to get back on that road again.
This is a great angle right here.
You like that? All right.
That's your 33 long, right?
Yes.
And a
No,
20.
those are two 20 longs right next to each other.
Oh, okay.
This is the bottom rack. Look at how nasty that is down there. Don't look at that. I got to clean. Okay.
Okay,
Back
okie
at this again.
dokie.
We'll start with the big sharks. These are the bala sharks. There's 3 of them here. They're pretty big. They're definitely
Ooh,
bigger than
look at
my
those
hand.
sharks.
That one's the big one. There's also these little roseline sharks in here. I say little. But there's 5 of them in here. There was 5 of them. Why am I only seeing 4?
Window liquor suggesting you give the kids a 10-gallon, Jason.
Well, I would give them whatever they needed if I could, but, you know, it's not my house. I'm missing a shark. What's going on? That's not cool.
Uh-oh. You missing a shark?
I had 5 roseline sharks. I'm only seeing 4 in the tank now. So either one of them didn't make it, or we
First
got...
thing is look on the ground.
Let's check the sump. I don't know. Alright, well, whatever. We'll worry about that later. I'm guessing the Hoplo cat probably took care of him if he didn't make it. Anyway, this is a 125. Big tank. 6 foot long. And it's got another
Big
tank under
tank
it.
compared to a
Yeah, 10
2-gallon
gallon.
tank.
Speaking of 10 gallons, here's a 10 gallon. This is another one. We'll go over here. Alright, well, let's see. The tank's there. 125. The bala sharks. Over here in this middle rack is my Cyanodorsalis. These little red and blue, or blue and yellow guys. These are personally one of my favorites. See them? Tilt that up a little. There we go. Down below this.
This is not freshwater though.
Well, those are brackish. These are slight salt. This is a 5-gallon tank. This is pretty small. This is a 10-gallon tank, if you can kind of see the size difference between them. In this tank is a couple of those same fish, but in freshwater. Except somehow I keep trying to build a colony and I can't seem to get more than 3. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. This also has a bunch of blue dreams shrimp in here. A couple little ones, you know, and I'll try and make sure I give you a little shrimp too, so that they get a little bit more, a little less detrimental on the bacteria load in the beginning. What the heck was that? This is a tank for fry. This also has some red shrimp in it and some little babies growing out. Little baby shrimp and I'm sorry, fish. These guys are getting bigger. I'm not entirely sure what fish they are yet.
They're babies.
Yeah. They don't, it's weird. It's like a mystery fish. Maybe they're a hybrid. Oh, you know what? Maybe they're Luminatus. I'm not entirely sure what they are. They gotta grow up a bit. This is another fry / shrimp grow out thing here, and I haven't done a water change in this in a long time, and the water is like pretty low. I think I need to fix this. I don't have any, well, I do have these eggs growing, but I stuck that mop in there. I haven't seen anything hatch though, so we'll see. I needed to revamp this setup. You know what?
We need some water.
This whole setup is not working for me, man, honestly. So I gotta revamp it. I think I'm just gonna scrap the whole bin thing and maybe just go with the 10-gallon dedicated for each species that I'm trying to breed. Just throw the eggs in there. Shrimp will be in there. Snails. These are some of those snails I was talking about. They're little trumpet looking things. That's why they're called trumpet snails. They're kind of spirally. Okay, so that's this rack here on that side. On this side there's more. Well, the light's not on here, but I guess I can turn it on. There's more. This is a 10-gallon with more pseudos. These are the Ivan Staffies. These are the ones I got from Richard Reynolds. I have been real slack in collecting eggs, let's put it that way. It's another 10-gallon.
Those plants look particularly good.
What, up here?
Very healthy looking plants. Yeah.
Yep. They're the best plants I've ever had. They stay nice and green all year round, even in the dark. This tank has threadfin rainbows in here. Just a small little nanofish. See, when you get a 10-gallon tank, you got more options, kids. Just saying. This one, I'm going to leave the lights off on this in respect. My bat has died. That was in this tank. I have a rabbit snail. I'm pretty sure he ate it. But yeah, I noticed that the Batis had looked like an injury on his side. And he was starting to look kind of like, losing his color because he was distressed. But you ever see inside of a fish, like you can kind of see through a fish? It had like a bubble inside of it. It looked like, I guess, like a swim bladder injury or something. I don't know what was going on, but I could definitely see a bubble inside under his skin, like into his like organs. And I was like, that's not good. And he just kind of hung at the top for a day or two. I didn't feed. And he's disappeared, and I haven't seen him in 4 days. So either he's really hiding or he's not in existence anymore. I haven't gone searching for him. But rest in peace. This is another 10-gallon tank. This is currently empty. Just got plants in it. Okay, those are those tanks. Moving on. We got this. This is another cyanodorsalis tank. This is brackish as well. I was going to put my flounders in here. I have freshwater flounders, and I haven't done that yet. Maybe we should do that. I'm worried about killing them, though. That would upset me. But everything I've read says that they are a true brackish species, so they can go back and forth. And this also is a 10-gallon tank. Long ways. And this has the blue shrimps in it as well. This, my saltwater tank. This is a 40 breeder. It's 40 gallons. It's a pretty big tank. But it's a good footprint, I like. It's got shrimp. That's a big old cleaner shrimp. It's got some clownfish, like a Nemo, Finding Nemo. He said that would be Nemo's mom, and that would be Nemo's dad. And then it's got this little purple dude, and a bunch of snails in here. Probably never see. Some corals. This tank is in mess. Moving on. This is my 55-gallon cichlid tank, I guess we call it. It's got, what do they call it, a flag cichlid? It's a best of them. Look at how colorful he is right now. Do you guys see that?
And you're pretty
Algae everywhere.
handmade background.
These guys are called redhead fireheads, right? You can see he's starting to get his firehead. That guy's turning real red. These are geophagus. They're called earth eaters. And the reason they're called earth eaters is because they sit around and they just sift through the sand like all day long, constantly pecking at the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm seeing 8, which is good. That's how many I bought. Speaking of which, it's been a year. I got them a year ago at the Triple Crown. There's also 3 firemouth cichlids in here, except I don't know where the third one is at the moment. He's usually hanging out on that side of the tank, which is definitely covered in algae at the moment. I gotta clean this tank. And there's some little catfish down there. Hey, look, remember that snail that I got? The one that's supposed to eat blackbeard algae? There he is on the, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Heater. Cool. Well, at least he's still alive.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's probably living in paradise, dude. Think about it. He could probably spend his entire life on that heater. Never have to move. Okay. Well, that's this tank. This is a big tank. Next, we got this tank. This is a 17-gallon. It also has blue shrimp in here. It also has a little goby, but he hides all the time. Oh, that's the other thing I did in this tank. I took, what is this, Monastero? I had this like forever on the ground. The cats have been chewing on it. It's doing horrible. So these are kind of like pothos. You can kind of do the same thing with that. So that's what I'm doing. This is a 90-gallon tank. I swindled this from some guy. And yeah.
I bet you he's a very handsome looking.
Oh yeah, he's the
chap.
most handsome dude I've ever met. Made me have feeling.
Yes,
But anyway,
definitely.
these have fish in it that have no eyes. They're called blind cave tetras. They've grown up, adapted to living. I guess the story is millions of years, thousands of hundreds of thousands of years ago. This fish was a normal.
There's 3 little bears.
Was like a normal
Mama
looking
bear.
gray or a greenish looking tetra. I don't know why the light's not on in this tank. Hang on, let's figure that out.
Yeah, why is the light not on?
I don't know, but it is now. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So they got trapped in. These are from Mexico, and I guess the rivers ran down and washed some of these babies or whatever into the caves. Millions of years later, they figured out that they could survive better if they basically they're born with eyes and then they reabsorb them, and then they lose their eyes entirely, so they have no eyes. And that's why I built this tank, like a cave for them. There's also these red and blue Colombian tetras, and these garas. They're like little catfish-looking dudes. I like these guys a lot. That is food. There's goldfish. I bought these as like feeder goldfish. I think I got 5 of them for $1. One of them didn't make it, so now I have 4.
Everybody loves goldfish.
And these are more garas, different kind. These are rufas. These guys are active as heck. And these are little rainbow darters. Little rainbow darters. I have 4 of them. I used to have 5. One of them died. All right, moving down. Whoops. This is another algae-infested tank. I haven't done water changes in a long time, man. So maybe I gotta start doing some of that. This has angels, and these are a geophagus type called wine milleri. There's also some catfish in here, plecos, and a black ghost knife. But
a blind black ghost knife.
No, he's not blind. Though they don't have very good vision. They're kind of like electric eels. They use like an electrical field to sense. That's a 75-gallon fish tank, by the way. This is a 75-gallon fish tank. All right, onward over here. This is the last rack. Here's my little deli containers that I store this. I'm probably going to put your fish and stuff in there. This is a 29-gallon tank that has... No, I was told I was wrong about this. I always thought these were emperor tetras, but they're not. Somebody corrected me, and I can't remember what they are. King tetras? Something. There's something like they're very similar. Anyway, and candy cane tetras. And there should be some gobies in here. That goby's usually out. There it is. It's sitting on that rock. And this tank is on a system, which honestly I'm not sure that pump's working at the moment. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, this tank
says he doesn't see a KJE sticker.
Do I have one? I don't know if I ever got one from you, Keith. I might. If I did, I don't know where it is. I'll have to fix that. All right, so this 29-gallon tank is drilled in the back, and it drains down into this tank, which is the one that had the endlers in it. I'm going to send the Owen and Aaron. Anyway, is this tank working? No, this is not pumping. Oh yeah, it is. Never mind. Anyway, this is a 20-gallon, and then this 20-gallon drains into this sump, which is the filter. So the water goes in, filters, and then gets pumped all the way back up top, and then it does its cycle. That system is kind of the exact same as this one. This is a 29-gallon. These have spotted blue eyes, the Gertrudes. See them? A bunch of floating plants. Also has my rainbow goby. And these are big shrimp, mono shrimps. That tank drains into this tank. This tank has luminatus. I gotta get more of these. I had like 5 or 6 I got from Maria, and they've been dwindling ever since. I think I bred them like once or twice. Nothing too long term. Hang on, let me try and turn this light on. Is it this one? There we go. Whoops. There we go. This is another 20-gallon tank, but this is its own tank, separate. It's not connected to anything. These are fork-tail blue eyes. There's also a pleco in here, a bunch of algae, and some panda cories. And that's that. This is a fry tank, 10-gallon. I got to do something about this. There's a bunch of little baby cyanodorsalis in here. This is a salt tank, or brackish. I don't know if you can see those babies at the top. I'm seeing 2, 4, 5, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. Yep. I think there's 5. Going next. This is my 33-gallon long rainbow fish tank. Basically, it's a 55-gallon tank cut in half. It's got these rainbows. It's hard to see because the lights are pretty dim. And I did see
lots of glare.
Lots of glare. Hang on. Let me grab my flashlight. There is some plecos in here, and I did see 2 of them yesterday, the day before. I was making sure. Let's see. Can we find any? Oh, no. They're not there today. They're out hunting. Maybe me turning the light on spooked them. Don't see them anywhere else, though. The frog bit's doing good in this tank. Whoa. Stroking out. See it? I can give you some of that. You were looking for frog bit?
Oh, who, me?
Yeah,
I was.
You awake over there?
I was.
Okay, this tank is an absolute mess at the moment, and I don't know what's going on. I gotta correct this issue.
Is that the frog bit from Richard Reynolds?
Nope. John McKenzie.
John McKenzie. John McKenzie. I thought John was supposed to send me some frog bit.
Well, he did. He sent me in to grow it and give it to you.
Okay.
That's my Batis. There's a scarlet Batis in this tank. The flying fox is doing okay. Starting to get a lot of cyanobacteria in here. I need to throw more plants in this tank, I think. This tank is like, it's got issues. I think I need to throw a little more sand in here, maybe. Cap it with sand. Anyway, that's a 20 long. This is another 20 long. This is the one that has the red shrimp in it. And
by the way, RB Animals and Movies just came in.
Hey, what's up,
haven't
Rick?
seen him in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time, Ricky. What's going
How
on, man?
you doing, Ricky?
Whoa, whoa. All right, and the only other tanks I got is this one, which is currently empty. That's a 10-gallon. And then I got these 2 bowls. Godzilla bowl. Bum, 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 bum. Actually starting to do pretty good. Things are growing in.
Yeah.
Not like this one. That's a mess. Okay, there we go. That was the full tour.
Full tour. That was the nickel tour.
That was the nickel tour. Did I miss anything? I probably missed everything. Holy cow. Trying to set that down so I can get the other one.
A lot of new people came in. Killer Kitty.
Hey, what's going on?
Mayor T. Paul
Mayor T.
Sotero.
Paulie. What's up, yo, Paulie? Okay, so I think I've determined that I need to do some water changes. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for the we did something different today. A little call-in segment. Never done that before. You missed me offering the kid a small care package. Oh, I did miss that. Holy cow. I wish I had somebody who was reading chat. Oh, he just sent
Yeah,
me a picture of what the tank looks like.
I was too scared that, I might say something off color. So I thought my best resort would be to just keep
Just
quiet.
shut your mouth. It's probably the best option.
Yeah.
I wish I had the ability to do that.
That's a lot of nice purple in that tank, though.
This tank,
In your saltwater
I
aquarium.
am definitely an algae master. You know what? That's my point. Okay? I'm going to master the algae, and then I'm going to own it, and I'm going to control it, and then I'm going to send it after my enemies. No. All right, let's see. Can I, do I have my Discord open? Because I just sent the picture to there. If not, let me open my Discord real quick.
Killer Kitty says, I've seen Jason short about a balloon neon goby. Are they easy to keep? Thinking about adding one to my guppy copycat tank.
Yeah. I think they're relatively easy to keep. Just got to make sure that they're getting some sort of food. If it's just a guppies, I think it'll do great with. I have mine in with Tetris, and I do have one in, but pretty much by himself. Yeah, the blue neons are great. Some of them are hit or miss though, because I have the one that I keep putting in those shorts and stuff like that. He is like the most colorful neon goby, blue neon goby I've ever seen. The other two I have are pretty drab. Like they don't color up like that. So maybe the other two are females and it's only the males that get like that, or vice versa. Not entirely sure. But yeah, I think it'd be fine. But
Richard Reynolds said, Jason, you must learn balance in your tank, young grasshopper.
I'm trying, man. All right. Let's see. We can open that in the browser. There we go. So yeah, here we go. I'll show the tank that those kids are getting. That we're gonna put the shrimp in.
Alashon says, does the Clash have an algae show category?
So this is the kids tank. I told him to take that heater out because it was pretty much cooking the tank.
Okay.
It's got a little filter on the back there.
Is that a live plant?
Looks like an Anubias.
Yeah.
Which is good. That'll be good in there. It's perfect. Yeah, looks good.
Low light, slow growing plant. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Well, since you all seem to, criticize my algae here.
Nice looking tank.
Not bad for, a small beginner tank, I guess. Little kid stuff. And there you go.
Chef Kane saying that should be a 5.5 kit.
Oh, really? 5.5 gallons? Well, that's even better. That's cool. Perfect. I thought it was like 1.5.
Wait, what's RB says he left a comment. He was asking me if I seen it. Oh, he says I've been busy working night shift. And on top of that, dealing with the death of my father. Sorry to hear that.
Sorry, dude.
Ricky. Condolences.
Yeah. All right. So, let me move this camera. And I think the topic of the day is that I just need to do more maintenance, is what you guys are saying.
Elaine says green water is clean water.
Green water is clean water. I wish I could grow green water. Doesn't seem to work for me though. All right, let's switch cameras and then I'll move that camera. Already jostled you people around enough
Jeff King
today.
says I still have one that I got the kids years ago. A kit like that, I guess.
Nice. That's cool. I mean, that's what it takes, right? I mean, I think back in my day,
Yeah,
they didn't have those kits. You just had
that's
the 10-gallon tank, right? And that was an
that.
investment.
Well, nowadays that's what gets kids involved in the hobby.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those little kits.
That's
Yeah.
what I was getting at back, but it's a little harder
Before
back
I
in the
so
day.
rudely interrupted you.
No,
Yeah.
I was just saying
Nice
that
shrimp.
it was harder back then because it was more of an investment to get those tanks. They weren't not exactly there wasn't a dollar per gallon sale. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Even 10-gallon tanks were not all that cheap. But times change.
Yeah.
You see? Okay. Now, let me move some of these cables out of the way so that they're not in my way. Yeesh. Let me move this camera over here. Yes. 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 Okay. I guess we move this over here. Now, let's get jiggy with it.
Ricky's asking, does anyone in here know a good heater that could put in an African side neck turtle tank?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's an outdoor tank.
Gump is here.
Gump! What's up, Robert? That's Robert. You know that? Tianaqua?
Oh,
Tianaqua is
yeah?
now Gump. In case anyone didn't know that.
I did not know that. What's up, Gump?
I think, if I remember, that's what happened. Alright. We're going to change the water in this tank. We're going to do a salt tank. You guys have shamed me. Shamed my...
Killer Kitty says, I think Provol came out with a titanium heater.
Did they? My experience with those titanium heaters is they only sell them in I was trying to find one that was I was having a real hard time finding one under 300 watts. The only one I saw was a bulk reef supply, and I don't think they sold it separately. I think they sold it with the Inkbird heat controller. And we were just talking about that this morning, weren't we? How yours burned out?
Yeah, my titanium heater. I got it not this Fish Fam Christmas, the last Fish Fam Christmas.
So over a year ago.
And yeah, it took a crap on me.
See my flaw? It's starting to crack right there.
Oh yes, I see it.
Back to the drawing board, my friend. Yeah, it lasted a little while.
And Jeff Kane asked, do you know the name of that green flowing macroalgae?
I do not. Somebody gave it to me. I went to the Petco, my local Petco, which is a pretty good fish store, honestly. The people there that used to run it, well, every once in a while, but whatever. My whole point is the people there are pretty much fish nerds, so they're into it. And they get a lot of good stuff. Anyway, the guy brought this from his home tank and put it in their display tanks. And he said give it to anybody who wanted it, free of charge. So I said, yo, I'll take some of that. Hey, there's my cleaner, or my peppermint shrimp. Haven't seen that guy in a long time. Alright, I'm going to try this. I'm gonna take this little turkey baster. No, this one's the. Don't want the Neverclaw or the no drip one. I want the Blaster 9000. See if we can get rid of some of the cyanobacteria on the rocks without having to touch anything.
Wow.
Wow.
What's all that stuff coming off of it?
It's that cyanobacteria, the red stuff.
Oh, no, just the cloudy stuff.
It's probably the rock starting like sand and stuff, because it is a calcium or whatever based rock. So
Okay.
could be
So
the
they
lime.
just break down over time.
Maybe it's just silt. It's probably the bacteria breaking down the top layer of the rock is what it probably is.
Yeah.
Man, this is a mess. I should use that slime out, honestly.
Jeff says it's a sweet looking macro.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's starting to take over. I only had like a little piece. It's kind of gotten a lot bigger.
I like how it waves in the in the current.
Yep. Still have the vermitid stale problem too, so that's why I don't want to touch any of this stuff, because I've pierced myself more than once. Nothing like getting a snail stuck in your skin. It's gross. I feel like
That's why you don't like to put your hand in the tank anymore.
Yeah, because they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So just that
squeezing around
jet of water
Yep.
is blowing the algae, the cyanobacteria off of the rock.
Yeah, but it's just problem is it's very hard to. It doesn't like to float. It likes to sink. So it's hard to get it up with the python. Hopefully those kids aren't watching anymore, because I know there's gonna be some innuendos.
I'm trying.
I think that he said that he said that they wanted to wait and see the tour, and then they wanted to see their tank on the screen, and then they were going about their Sunday morning. So we're free. We should be free. We can no longer have. We no longer restricted to be kid friendly.
I'm trying my best.
Though it can't hurt. It is Sunday. All right. Let's get some of this algae out.
I'm trying my best to turn a new leaf.
Trying real hard, Ringo. Trying real hard.
That was the exact. That was the exact thing I was thinking of from
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
I'm trying real hard, Ringo.
Trying real hard. Trying, Ringo. Yeah, that movie's like 25, 30 years old now. How does that make you feel?
Young.
Young at heart.
Ricky says I have to get ready for work.
Have fun, Ricky. Good luck.
Good seeing you, Ricky.
Yeah, man. Don't be a stranger.
In a chat.
What am I doing? I want to.
Talking of people we haven't seen in a while. Good to see Gump as well.
Gump! What's up, Gump?
Gump. What prompted the name change, Robert?
You like shrimp?
Bubblegum shrimp.
Bubblegum. Cleaning off the glass. Ooh. I just shot salt water out of this tank into that tank.
Peplin said he had a black urchin that would get him all the time.
Yeah, somebody said I should get an urchin. I thought that was actually kind of cool. What what I need to do is, I really would like to get a couple more things for this tank, but the whole quarantine process is kind of what's stopping me. I don't have a saltwater quarantine tank. Hey, look, I got the stirring up the water, brought out the snails. These guys live in the sand. They're like, I don't know, they just pop out of the ground like some sort of like crazy sand warrior. I don't know. Remember that scene in The Mummy when all that stuff started popping out of the ground? That's exactly what they look like.
Ricky says, I'm starting to make my way back to everybody's live stream.
I keep making my way back to you. Alright. We're pretty much good here on the water.
And Killer Kitty says, are the coral and are urchins like coral and require certain light?
I think urchins are an animal. And
Yeah, urchins are actually a creature. A creature.
Yeah, and I think I don't know how they move around. I don't think they have legs, but
They're like starfish, aren't
yeah,
they?
they're very, yeah, I would, put them up there, kind of like that.
A little bit.
Yeah, starfish-like. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Spiny starfish kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of having a star, they got spines.
Well, if you think about it, it's kind of the spines. It could be like the rays of the star, and their little body could be the center of it. They're radiating out. They're spikes. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, Peplin says
Move this back over here.
he doesn't think they're like corals. They are more like starfish.
Yeah, I think that's I think that is what they are. They're kind of like, I don't know if they're a mollusk. I don't know if that's what they are. But there's definitely something alive in there because
I know
people eat them.
otters eat them.
I've eaten one. It was disgusting. Well,
Oh, you have? You
I have.
tried urchin?
I have an urchin.
Well,
it was like this.
how do they eat them though? Do they cook them or are they
No,
raw?
you eat them raw. That's the even weirder part. Like, I don't know, somehow you got to crack them open in half, and inside is like this little slimy stuff that you just scoop out. It tastes like, you ever have caviar? It's like the saltiest, disgusting stuff in the world,
Ian
man.
Atkins Nature Aquarium is here. What's up, Ian?
I worked in an Italian restaurant, and I brought him in once for like some sort of special thing. And I was like, I gotta try this. I gotta try everything at least once. And then I know it's disgusting. And then if I have to eat it, I'll be like, alright, well, it's gonna be disgusting, but I'm gonna eat it. People say, you don't have to do that, but I have to. I gotta know. Sometimes eating the most disgusting thing in the world is its own.
Richard Reynolds is saying
pleasure.
the sea urchin's spines are actually their intestines.
Really? Interesting.
Very interesting.
And
Keith is saying they are a mollusk.
They are a mollusk. Okay. Cool. Well.
And they are yummy.
See? Keith, how would I know you like that? I thought they were disgusting. Slimy and salty.
Keith has been known to try a lot of different foods.
I've eaten a lot of different foods too. Like
yeah. Variety is the spice of life.
Exactly. Even if you don't like it, you try it.
You don't know if you wouldn't like something unless you try it.
This is very true. Very true. This is true. And sometimes I eat things that I think are disgusting because they're disgusting. I don't know how to explain that.
Alashon coming in with more knowledge is saying it's not a mollusk.
That's how I keep my salt water mixed. I premix it.
ECHINODERM.
I want you to pronounce that.
A hard word pass over. That's what it is.
Alright, now I gotta look at the word. Because, you spelling it, like, I can never figure out what you're trying to say. All right, where are we at here?
N-O.
I'm not seeing this
Durham.
comment. Alishon, no mollusk in echinoderm? Echinoderm. Okay.
I don't see a
Derm means skin, right? What does echino mean? I
kind
bet you it
of.
means
It
spiky.
means
I
it's a
bet you it means
kind of
spiky.
skin.
Bet you it means spiky skin. I would put money on that because that's how scientists roll. They're weird like that. I just had my saltwater thing in my hand and I moved
Jimmy
it.
P's here.
What's up, Jimmy P? This is yet another example why I should never touch anything. Did I put it in the room where I was just standing? Oh, it's right here. Dude, do not.
Yeah, just don't put it in your back pocket.
Well, that's the first place I'm looking for everything now. It's my back pocket. I'm going to test the salinity in my other thingy here. Make sure I put the salt in the water. This has been a fear of mine since day one, is that I'm going to fill this up and be like, oh yeah, I put salt in that. And jack in like 50 gallons of fresh water. And then watch everybody go belly up. But not today. There's salt in there. Alright, let's test the tank, see where we're at, make sure we're close. I should get one of those auto top off things too. And I should set up that stupid protein skimmer.
Yeah, I think the protein skimmer might help with the cyano. I don't know.
I think it would help get rid of
I'm,
dissolved
I'm
solids
just
in the water, or whatever
just
that is.
spitballing
Proteins.
here because I'm not really salty.
It can't hurt. Well, it's like the only difference. Like, all right, the reason people use protein skimmers in saltwater tanks is because the tech works, the science works behind that, right? You can't do it in a freshwater tank, even though those same proteins are in the freshwater. You can't fractionate them out.
It's the density of the
Right.
salt water that enables you to remove the protein.
It's something. Yeah, it's something in the whole physics of saltwater and the proteins in the water column that when the bubbles form. I don't know how this works. I'm not this like technical. I'm not a physicist or whatever. But there is a physical property in saltwater that allows those bubbles to do its thing, and it creates a foam, and that foam tracks or whatever gathers the proteins. It's like at the beach. You ever see that foam crap that's washing up on the beach? Yeah, that's the protein being skimmed out of the entire ocean. I remember kids, we used to put it on our faces like beards and run around and go, "Hey mom, look, I got a beard."
I've never done that, so don't say everybody, you know, as kids.
Well, you didn't live.
Victor wants to know what size aquarium that is.
This is a 40 breeder. Okay, what am I doing? I need to put the salt back in the tank.
You were right, Jeff.
40 breeder.
Jeff told him it looks 40-ish.
40-ish. Yep. It's a 4.0 breeder. All right.
This is Jason's first attempt at saltwater.
If I remember correctly, it's going on. It'll be 2 years that I had the tank up and running. I think October-ish is when I put fish in it the first time. I had it up for a while, just running, you know what I mean, cycling it. I made a mistake when I cycled this tank. Like I was doing a fishless cycle by adding in powdered ammonia, right? Ammonium.
Ekoromata root word comes from Greek word meaning hedgehog skin.
Okay, there you go. Hedgehog skin, even better.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were close.
I was close.
Spiky skin, you said, right?
I said spiky skin, yep. But it's hedgehog skin, which implies spiky skin. So they went a whole nother layer. Now you got to figure out what a porcupine is, or a hedgehog. Okay, what am I doing here? Oh, I need to get the power. Power, power, power.
Ian says skimmers are good at removing organics and scrubbing CO2 out of the water.
Yeah, cool. All right, good to know. Yeah, organics, right? Proteins or whatever. I'm guessing more than just proteins, but yeah, organics.
So, which would in turn
Keep the water.
reduce algae growth.
Yup, it would. Absolutely. The only
Yeah.
reason I haven't set it up yet is because I'm kind of a little intimidated with this whole process, honestly. Although it doesn't look like it's incredible.
How hard can it be?
I don't
How hard? Is it an internal
Yes, it sits
or
inside
an
the tank.
external?
It sits inside the tank.
Okay.
And it supposedly has all its parts. I bought this it's unused, but it was an open box.
Yeah.
Hey, there's
At
a
the
Fluval sticker. Look at that, I got a sticker.
It was at the
The
swap
4th,
that we went
yeah,
to.
the 4th of July CCY. I'm actually wearing a shirt from
Right.
that. See? These guys.
One of your free shirts.
One of my free shirts. They were giving away shirts. I'm like, I'm snagging some. I should have snagged a bigger size. This one's a little tight. Maybe I should stop eating. And that'll help.
Maybe.
Too.
Yeah, maybe that might be a good idea.
Take a two-prong method on that. All right, we will fill this up.
He says you want to try max out.
Max out. What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Killer Kitty is asking, anyone have a auto top off they are recommended?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They can recommend or.
And I'm not. I mean, I understand the principle of that. So you have to have a tank or some sort of like thing, right? A reservoir. I suppose I could find a place for one.
Reservoir.
But then it's just essentially.
A reservoir.
I think a lot of them use optical sensors now to see where the water line is to kick the pump on. They used to have float
Richard
valves.
is saying that protein skimmer will definitely help with the cyano.
There we go. Here's the instructions. Fluval C. You want to make sure there's a drip loop. Here's all the parts. Oh my god. I guess I should verify if I have all the parts, right? Seems like a lot. It's designed to be positioned inside an aquarium or some filter by using the suction cups or the mounting bracket. Choose where. Reminder to keep this aquarium surface carefully, to clean the surface carefully so the suction cups adhere. Yeah, good luck with that. Alright, well, whatever. I will verify that I have all the parts. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. I don't know. Let's try turning on the filter. Let's try turning on the power head. This one usually takes a minute. Because a lot.
The one.
God.
Is it one from Skipper?
Yeah, those Aqueon ones.
Yeah,
they're alright. They work.
I usually take one of those old shrimp sticks.
Oh yeah, to get it spinning.
Part, and yeah, fiddle with it till it starts spinning.
Hang on, we're sucking some air there. We'll fill it up a little bit more. Yeah, my problem is like, well, what it is, I just keep unplugging and plugging it back in until it spins the right way.
All right.
For some reason, the impeller likes to spin backwards, so it goes from blow to suck. Exactly. She's gone from suck to blow. Spaceballs. Come on. Great movie.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
Never saw Spaceballs? Come on, man.
Nope.
It's
a spoof.
It's a spoof. It's in Mel Brooks. Come on, he's like one of the greats. Although, I have to say, one of the greatest movies ever made was Young Frankenstein, and that was his movie. That movie is hysterical. Classic. All right, we got it running. Now, usually what I do at this point, because I've stirred a bunch of junk up, to get me my old...
Eduardo says, Kirk, just look in the mirror and you'll see it. He's talking about Spaceballs?
Yeah, I think he's implying that you might be Lord Helmet.
Okay.
So I usually go through here and just kind of start scooping up all the stuff that got like thrown into the water column. Kind of get rid of some of it, I guess.
I guess people are saying commenting references now.
What?
Preparing to jam the radar.
Yup. They're jamming us. No, the movie's funny. A lot of
History
good
of the
scenes.
World.
That's another Mel Brooks film. It's good to be the king. Yeah, classic movies, man.
Now maybe I'll have to go watch it.
He also did Blazing Saddles, I think was him, right? Mel Brooks is one of those guys that like he's like one of those. Apparently, he has like won awards for like Broadway, film, and music. I think something like that. Like I don't know. He's in like the
Killer Kitty
trifecta.
says Men in Tights also great.
Yes. I don't know. That wasn't Mel Brooks though, was it? But yeah, same idea. Good. Those are more like the slapstick. Yeah, same genre kind of stuff. I don't think that was Mel Brooks. It might have been. Men in Tights. Like Hot Shots or whatever that was. All
What
the
big
Naked
knockers
Gun,
you have.
all the Naked Gun movies. They're kind of like the same idea. All right, I think we're getting pretty good here. Just trying to gather any things I see floating around. Woo. My arm is getting tired. Oh.
Yeah, I think you probably stress your fish out to no end now.
Oh well. You know, it's like your mom busting in your room on a Sunday morning to vacuum, or Saturday morning. Just how it was. You got over the trauma. All right, good enough. Let me get rid of this. We'll call that done. Yes. So Ian, if he's still here, I'm assuming you have a protein skimmer on your tanks, your saltwater tanks. How hard are they to dial in and get up and running? Like once they're in the tank, like to actually make sure they're working properly. I've heard there's like some sort of like break-in period / you got to dial it in. Kind of like I guess like a CO2 regulator, but different. You have to dial that in too. I'm just curious. Alright, there's a little bit of salt water here. I think I'm just going to dump this. Should scrub this thing and make sure it's clean. Let's do that real quick. Put the lid on. Oh yeah. Oh no. Didn't mean to drop that. Alright. this bucket a good rinse. Or it's whatever. Once over.
Richard Reynolds is saying the smaller the bubbles, the better it works.
I see. So you just kind of have to dial in to see how fine you can get it without it like choking up or whatever. Cutting off the air.
And Ian is saying, yeah, it depends. I think with your tank, the smaller will break. The skimmer will break it in rather quickly.
I see. Okay. Guessing that's some sort of bacteria building up in here on the walls of this thing. Every once in a while I gotta scrub down my saltwater holding receptacle. Starts to get a little cloudy. Let's give it a dump. Down the drain. Give it a rinse. And then we will repeat. All right, let's take this off.
That reminds me of a joke I know.
Do we want to hear it?
No.
Okay.
So,
thought I'd ask.
rinse it.
Kind of new.
Rinse and repeat. That rinse and repeat stuff, you know, it reminds me of a joke.
Oh.
Yeah, not
Family,
the time
family
and
friendly,
place.
remember? Family friendly.
Yeah.
Trying to be better people. All right, good enough. Reset. Okay. So that was that. We will let this calm down, filter out. Give it a good wipe. Everything settle down. And go from there. How much did the temp drop? A couple degrees, 2, 3 degrees. Yeah. Something I do not like is sometimes that thing sucks in plants. Oh, we aren't blowing. We are still sucking. Hold on. Feels like we're blowing though. There we go. Ouch. Remember when I said I wasn't going to stick my hand in the tank because I got stabbed by a snail?
Yeah, you just got stabbed.
A little bit. Started going under my fingernail when I stopped. Okay, whatever. It's just the way it is. I need to get a better power head. It's just the way it is, baby. Okay. Well, that's that.
I told you just get one of them shrimp sticks and start poking it inside the impeller until it starts turning the correct direction.
It's weird, like right in front there's like, that makes sense, I guess. Feels like more. Yeah. I need to get better one of those. It's not the greatest.
You could actually get ones that are Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, I just let mine run all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they got the ones that you can do like the pulse modes. They can, change modes or whatever. I had one of those. It wasn't Wi-Fi though.
You could get it to shut down at a certain time.
Yeah. No, this one
to
runs
give
all
the
the time.
fish a little rest.
Well, I have one in the tank below here, in that corner, and that's exactly what I do. I have that one on that. It's on the same timer as these lights up here. So when these lights go on, that goes on the power head. Just to give them a break. But half the time when this light turns on, the power head doesn't turn on. It either jams, like it is now. Where is? Well, I got tweezers. Or it's just not on. What is going on here? Actually, I think this might not be working. Oh no, it's on the other. Never mind, it's on the other. It's on the other timer. It's not working because that light's not on the other time. But hang on, little fishies.
Window Liquor is asking, how does Discord work? Can I drop vids with music on it like I sent you before
Yes.
without a strike or hurting your Discord?
Yeah, no, you can do whatever you want on Discord. Discord's kind of like a private thing. There's no, you're not broadcasting to the public. It's all, you have to be invited to it. So, yeah, you can post whatever you want in Discord. Speaking of that, I
New
could probably.
Local Austin was asking, where is Patty?
That's a good question. That's a good question, New Local. Here, let me see. Since we're talking about Discord, I can drop my link if anybody would like to join my Discord. We just hang out. We talk fish. There's all sorts of stuff. It's pretty laid back. Just don't, be rude. This link will never expire. Copy. That okay? Okay, cool.
I wish I could type that fast.
If you're interested, join. Probably have to type that manually. I don't know if that showed up as a link, but
yeah, it did.
Okay. Yeah, either way, click it in. Join the fun.
Yeah, and it takes you straight to the depths unknown.
Yep, if you remember, it does. Yeah.
No, I meant it. It took me to the invite.
Cool.
I am a member.
Yeah, I know. Either way, that's what it's for.
Either way,
that's what it's for.
Or.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Since I've neglected a lot of these tanks.
Scotty was asking, has anyone heard from Chewy, aka Lunatic Fringe?
I was thinking about him the other day. I haven't heard from him in a long time, actually. Wonder what he's up to. Hope he's doing all right. Yeah, it's been a while since I've heard from Chewy. Where did I do with the lid to this? Oh yeah, it's creating a suction. Ow!
Was Patty on her stream yesterday?
I don't know. I know I wasn't. Oh, here it is. It's kind of been low-key these past couple of weeks. It's been so hot out, man. Oh, you have no idea. Well, I'm sure you do.
And Eduardo is saying Chewy was on Dan's Fish the other day.
Nice.
Other.
Yeah. Utter.
U-T-T-E-R.
Whoa.
Utter.
Ooter. Look at that mole. Holy cow. Watch out, buddy.
And Eduardo says yes, I saw her and spoke to her.
Cool.
You saw Patty yesterday, Eduardo, on a stream? And talked to her?
Is that like so far-fetched?
Or in the chat.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant. Not on the panel.
Okay.
I think he just meant he saw her in the chat.
Okay.
That's what I assumed anyway when he was saying it.
I don't know.
I don't know either, man. Look at this. This is outrageous.
Oh, no. He says, yes, Kirk, on a chat and spoke to her on the phone for hours. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, Eduardo.
Discuss.
I catch your drift. I understand what you're laying down now.
Talking about us behind his back, Eduardo? Is that what you're doing? I see how you were. All right. There's so much mold coming out of here, I've choked off my python.
Mm.
So let me go
Could
clean
say
that.
so much stuff about that too. Eduardo is telling me don't assume. Just read the chat. Okay, Eduardo.
Don't anger Wardo.
I shall not assume.
Holy smokes.
But what's so holy and smoky?
All this algae clogging up the drain.
Coming out.
Whatever it is. It's the remnants. Probably would help if I did a little more maintenance on these tanks. I've really been slacking these past couple of weeks.
Eric, good morning. Eric
Good morning.
Wyrock.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's the word?
Thunderbird.
Mommy. Goodness, that's what the word is.
Mommy goodness. That's clogging up your pipes.
You know, when I said I would send him that thing of beneficial bacteria, maybe I'll just send him a wad of blackbeard.
Come on, man.
The glorious algae. Watch out, little
Don't
fishies.
do that.
I was just kidding. That was a joke. Come on, I don't want these kids to fail. I want them to do good. Future fish keepers there. This bulbitis, man. It's a mess.
The future fish keepers of America.
That's right. You know, I think these geos do good at stirring up the bottom, like the gravel, but they don't do much. I mean, they pick through this stuff. I think they're half the reason it breaks up. But the other issue is, I don't know. I think I need a better filter, honestly.
The other issue is you're just a master at Blackbeard.
Yeah, I understand that, but even beyond the Blackbeard here, there's more than just Blackbeard happening here. There's just like I think there's too many fish for sponge filters, let's put it that way. I think I need some sort of actual mechanical filtration to kind of pick up some of this stuff that's getting...
Maybe you need a sump. Another sump.
Well, it's too low for a sump, so it would have to be a canister at that point, which is essentially a sump.
Well, you can have an overhead sump.
True. That is true. It is true. Yeah, there's not a lot of room up there.
Yes, Ian, he's going to patent that background. Ian's asking if it's a Blackbeard. Well, he's making a statement. It's a Blackbeard algae background.
That's right, custom. Now, if you want one, I have a method. Oh my God! I just totally remembered something that I was. Oh. Hang on.
What?
Remember this whole Blackbeard algae issue? Remember last week we were discussing about how the woman that I got those snails from was saying that she has to add iron to her water to get Blackbeard algae to grow, right?
Right.
It's not the first time I've heard that Blackbeard algae is, if you have a high iron content, you might end up with Blackbeard algae. So I was trying to figure out a way to determine the iron content of the water, right? It's called aqueous, or it's basically iron that's dissolved. Ferrous, aqueous ferrous material, I think, whatever it is. It's dissolved iron. It's in the water column.
Euler.
You can't pull it out with a filter, right? It's kind of like it's a dissolved solid. However, they do make test kits for it.
For
iron.
To test your iron?
Test your iron. And I went online looking for these test kits, Hold on. You can climb some steps. Grab a box.
Ian said, "Hey, I've been doing BBA backgrounds for over 2 years now."
Right on. Fellow connoisseur. Oh! Alright, come on here. Let me open this box. I forgot I bought this.
And Scotty's saying, "I add iron to my tanks and I don't have BBA."
Okay.
What? Scotty, you must have like really low iron as compared to,
Yeah, excess.
yeah.
If this seal is broken, call us. It's not broken. Oh, it was on the box. Okay.
And Peplin's saying we have iron in our water, in our well water, and don't get blackbeard algae
Well, there's different kinds of
hardly
water.
at all.
If you see in the iron, like rust and stuff like that, it's not dissolved. It's physical iron. It has to be dissolved.
Solid.
Solid iron, yeah. I mean, some of it probably is dissolved, but
Because
anyway.
all iron would be physical.
You know what I
It's
meant.
just whether it's solid or liquid.
You know what I meant. So, all right, let's take that out before I break it. Let's take that out
So
before I break
that's
it.
the test kit you got there?
Yes. Comes with a battery. Look at that. That looks like junk. They even give you some test solution. Okay.
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 So,
Got it wet already. It's like a drop checker. It's like one of the other ones.
Is there like any literature with this that like an acceptable amount as opposed to a high amount?
Yeah,
Or-
it tests. Well, here we go. All right, this works the same way. You push once, you calibrate. Hold on, let me read this. Right, okay. Dust cover, yep. Press on and off to turn it on and off. Add C1 and press the blinking. Fill the curvette with unreacted sample. Okay, yep, that's how you calibrate it. And when it's... Press the on and
Ian
off.
wants to know what brand it is.
Milwaukee. Press the on-off button when the display shows add.
Milwaukee. Saying he hasn't seen that before.
Remove the curvette. Yeah. Fill the packets. Apparently it takes 3 minutes. After the 3 minutes, yeah, it's pretty straightforward, man. Now the question is, it did not come with the battery in it. So I have to open this up. And that's a screw. So let me get a screwdriver. I bought extra test kits. It only came with like 5. So I bought extras. So we'll see if iron is a problem. Now we know, right? We will know. We will know.
Okay. We will know.
Knowledge is power, my friend. The more you know. And knowing is half the battle.
So the more you know, the more powerful you are?
That's right.
Is what you're saying?
Anyone have any experience with Sichi whale canister filters? I have no idea what that is. Sichi, I don't know how to say that, but no, I don't. I've only ever owned the Eheim canister filters. I still have one running on my goldfish tank. But other than that, actually that Eheim one is a great... Is this supposed to come off like that? Okay. It's been a great little filter. It's been running for like a decade. Okay. Okay. I think we got the battery in it. Turn it on.
Siche is how you say it.
Is it? Not Sichi? Sichi.
Is what's his name sells CJ canister filters. CJ filters, internal filters, I think it is. He sells.
Who?
John.
John. Oh, KG?
Yeah.
KG Tropicals?
Yeah. I think
I
they
thought those
sell
were
CJ.
sharks. Weren't those flue walls? No, I guess not. I guess not.
I thought it was CJ. Maybe
Could be.
it is shark. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I've heard that name somewhere though.
My Hillstream Loach?
CJ. CJ.
CG.
QC says I have a Sun on my 75, and it seems I have to replace the
I've heard
impeller every few months.
I've heard that those Suns are a little on the low end. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
Well, apparently CJ makes sharks.
Mm-hmm.
They're internal filters.
Well, there you go. I knew they were called a shark, but I didn't know who made them. I guess there you go. You are right. They are the ones that they sell.
CJ makes the Seachem title, and shark is CJ, and the shark is
Seachem,
CJ.
that's it. Okay, they make it for it, but they put Seachem's name on it, is what you're saying? I'm assuming.
I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
Victor's asking how Shanna's doing.
I haven't talked to her in a little while. I haven't been on. We haven't done our little hangout in a couple weeks. It's been hot, so I've been tired. I come home from work and I'm going to bed. All right, here we go. I'm gonna calibrate it. It's thinking.
John McKenzie said that I have a Sun running 3 years. No problem so far.
All right, let's let that calibrate while I take this out. I don't know why that's taking so long. I didn't do it right. Oh no, it's ready. But either way, that's a big enough water change for me at the moment. So we will leave this. I'm just going to put the hose right here because I'm probably just going to do this again in a minute. CG.
Alshon says, CJ like fragile.
Fragile. Ciche. Is that what you said? Ciche?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeesh. You know, I bet you I could kill this blackroot algae if I just did water changes every day. Whoa, dude.
You heard that?
You in a race over there?
Motorcycle.
Is it?
Sounded like a motorcycle,
yeah. It definitely sounded loud.
Yeah.
All right, let's take. You know what we're gonna do? We are going to just fill this other container, and we'll use that one in case I screw something up. we have the control ready to go and test again. So.
And Window Liquor's telling QC to put a co-op pre-filter on it.
Now what was? Oh,
I have 3 Sun canisters on different tanks. I don't mess with the filter for a year or so. Just swap out the pre-filters, then
That's not a bad idea.
Slow changes.
The pre-filter will certainly help keep stuff from getting into the impeller. If that's your problem.
Well, I think one big problem with impellers is snails.
That is a problem with
baby snails get into the impellers, the magnets, and it screws with it because it grinds them up.
Yeah.
forms a slush, a slurry.
They get in there when they're like little babies, like too small to even be seen, and then they grow up inside there, and then they just like, yeah, they get jammed up.
They mess with impellers, yeah.
All right, I am cutting this packet open, and we will test. Okay.
Well, I tell you what, snails can also get through pre-filters too.
Yeah, true.
Because, you know, when snails are tiny, they're tiny.
What did I do with that little container?
I got pre-filters on my hang-on backs, and I got snails in them, you know.
Dude. I filled that thing up with water. I set it down.
And you lost it.
Gone.
You don't know where it is.
We were joking around the other day, the wife and I, and she was like, you know, something about ADHD, right? I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. People have told me they think I have ADHD. Okay, whatever. So we did like one of those like symptoms of ADHD thing. She's like, I thought you might have had some of the symptoms. I didn't expect you to have all of the symptoms.
Oh my goodness, you got all the symptoms
it was just
of
like,
ADHD.
It was like the first one. I'm like, all right, well, all right, we got to give me a pass on that one.
You
and the next one's like, all right, you got to give me a.
Though. It's already taken.
I'm like, oh my god, maybe I do have a problem. Clearly, I have a problem. What do I do with this stupid container? The lid's right there, but where's the water? How did I lose it, man? I literally just had this in my hand. So it makes me think it's like sitting right here looking at me. It's not in my back pocket. I checked. This is frustrating, man. It really is frustrating. How do I live like this? I don't know.
Freaky Fish is saying, wish me luck. I'm going to try drag my 120 across my living room floor.
It's in here.
To by myself today.
Oh my gosh. Good luck. Please be careful. Use those furniture glides.
Plug area.
All right, well, good thing I saved that water because the thing turned off. So I'm going to recalibrate here. I guess we can go up here. Make life easier for myself. All right, we got the calibration in here. Press. I found the vial. It was sitting on the desk in the other room. No recollection of bringing it there, but it was there. Someday you will calibrate. Ah.
Still calibrating?
Well, I'm an idiot because I got the stupid calibrating thing in my hand.
Oh, what an idiot.
What an idiot.
You're such an idiot.
Dude. It's a miracle I can survive on a daily basis, honestly. I think I need like a handler.
Good thing your head is attached.
You're telling me, man. Headless Nick or whatever his name is.
Alshon says, happens with age, Jason.
Yeah, tell me about it. That ain't helping either. All right, now let's try this
Ian
again.
says it's like a Hannah checker.
It is like a Hannah checker, except it's Milwaukee. It's almost exactly like a Hannah checker. Now, I forget why they had it listed on their website, and like one of the uses they had it for is for aquariums. But it was like other stuff too, like, you know, obviously it's testing iron, so I guess anything you're really concerned about iron, you test with us.
Peplin says won't test any iron in that vial, but it's positive for cocaine.
Maybe. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake.
Keith has not tested water in over 5 years.
Oop. My probe's going off. I'm gonna hit that in a sec. Let's get to start. 3 minutes. It's giving me a error because the probes are out of the water. I think. Maybe. Oh, I think it's giving me an error because one's in the water and one's not in the water, so it's like, yo, these are way different. Oh.
Okay.
Well, that's one of the things that'll give you an alert about is if your temperature sensors are like wildly different.
Off from each other.
Exactly. That's why it uses two to kind of
redundancy.
To make sure that one sensor didn't fail and like, hey, we think the tank should be 100 degrees warmer than it is, but
yeah.
Okay, well, there's that. There's this. What I don't like is the other ones came with like a nice little case. This one does not. It comes with a little plastic thing. So I might have to figure something else out for that. Got a minute and a half left on that. Oh yeah, I was trying to show you down there, but you're not even down there. Came with like this little stupid thing. And there's the box.
What, a holder?
Yeah, like a plastic little chintzy. Have to get a case for it or something.
Just a stand.
It's just a little thing, yeah. It's not even a stand.
Little thing.
It's like a rest.
I bet you've heard that remark a lot.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about. These are words that are foreign to me.
Just a little thing.
Alright. Put that all in the box.
John McKenzie says, I have tanks. I've never tested the water. No problems.
Well, I didn't say there was any problem. We're here for information, you know? We're gathering knowledge. Seeking out answers.
Knowledge is power.
That's right. We already determined that. And knowing is half the battle. So if you know what you got, you know where you can go.
Ian said maybe you can make a 3D printed stand or something.
Ian, you're a genius. You're a genius. I didn't even think of that. Didn't even think of that.
And Mary Beth wants to see your overflow sensor.
Oh, that little handheld thingy?
She says you talk about how you modified it.
My overflow, so how I modified, I don't know.
She says, Jason, could you show the overflow sensor you have and talk about how you modified it?
Okay, Mary Beth, I'm not entirely sure what overflow sensor you're talking about. I really don't have an overflow sensor other than that little liquid line level thing. I'll show you what I have, what I think you're talking about. But I don't know, and I didn't modify it really. The only thing I did to it is like sometimes, well, I got it wet. Hey! 0.00? This thing.
0.00.
So maybe I have no iron in my water. This is what I have. The only thing I've done to modify it was pull these prongs out so it can rest a little bit, like on the edge of a tank. Well, hang on. Alright, I am going to double check that I didn't screw that test up. So we're going to run it again. But it's showing 0. Let me finish filling up this real quick. So maybe there is no iron problem. And then that was all a myth.
Scotty says Jason is going to be making an explicit spreadsheet for this.
No, I'm just going to add it to my spreadsheet that I have. Come on now. When you got a good spreadsheet, you can just add to it, and then it gets even better. It's like a, you know, like a good stew.
Mary Beth says the one for the blind.
Yeah, that's the one. That is the one for the blind. And, yeah, that's the only thing I've done to it is, that was the only modification I made was I pulled, it comes with like, you know, it's like tight against like, I just pulled them out a little. So that you can kind of rest them.
Thousands of hours of testing still has BBA.
But I'm not testing for the BBA. I'm testing for knowledge. All right. Let's do this again. Take the clear sample. Calibrate. Okay. Let's open this up. Iron reagent. Oops, that's 2 packets. I don't want 2 packets. I need to cut this. Hurry up before that thing goes off. Yada yada.
Yada yada yada.
Okay. So either we have no iron in this water, or I screwed the test up. One of the two. So we're gonna find out.
That's why you're retesting.
Yep. Come on now. Someone's got like a funnel.
3G says, I think he swapped containers.
Yeah, I might have done that, man. There's gonna be twice as much. Oops. In this one.
NW says, did the test show any knowledge present?
Nope. It was devoid of all knowledge.
Richard Reynolds says, knowledge equals BBA.
Yep. All right, let's hold. 3 minutes. I'm gonna rinse this one out. Maybe I should test my tap water too, see if anything's coming in with iron. That's not a bad idea.
Peplin says just a trace amount of THC.
I wouldn't say trace. Okay.
Maybe that's what's growing the BBA.
Maybe.
Too much THC.
Tender loving care. Or tender loving hands.
Don't
no, it'd
go
be
chasing water.
That'd be TL. What the heck is wrong? I can't even. Acronyms, man. They're failing me today. THC.
Freaky Fish Lady says need knowledge.
Knowledge. Alright. Let's take this. Throw that out. That can go there. We've got a minute and a half yet. This can go over here.
Ian says maybe you should try getting a ICP water test for your tap water.
What is ICP? Insane Clown Posse? That's what I thought. Alright, you know what? We're going to try the tap, too. I'm going to fill this up. I'm going to test the tap water, because I am very curious to see if there is any iron in the tap. Because the plants will uptake some of that iron, too, so... Probably should have tested the tap first, honestly.
For a baseline.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I am just testing one tank. But it'd be nice to know what's coming in the whole system. Alright, well, we'll use this as the control. Luckily, I have a bunch of these containers already because they seem to be interchangeable. That's from Hannah.
Ian said just Google it. Freshwater ICP test kit.
Are those the ones you get at like the store and then you send them in and they like do the whole analysis? I don't trust those. Because, you know, I mean, what's stopping the guy on the other end going, yep, this water's fine. Looks like every other water I've ever seen. All right, it's reading. 0.00. I don't think we have an iron problem. Okay. Let's try this. You know what? Yes. All right, we turn it on. I'm going to cough.
PNW is asking, is it possible that juggalos have been causing the BBA?
You know, I wouldn't put it past them.
What are juggalos?
The insane clown posse, the people that,
Oh,
that's what they call themselves, or followers of them.
okay. Deej is a juggalo.
Makes me spit coffee out my mouth. Okay. Let me cut this one open. I'm going to use all 5 packets they gave me in one day.
Richard Reynolds saying, telling Freaky Fish Lady that I've moved my 125 with furniture sliders. They help a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest that. I don't know if I did. I said make sure you use, yeah.
Furniture sliders are good on carpet.
And hardwood.
Isn't hardwood as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Work pretty good on that too. They make special ones for hardwood.
You could probably get furniture sliders on Amazon, right?
Oh yeah, you can just pick them out like the local Home Depot usually sells them.
Home Depot sells
furniture,
them.
Furniture glides, and I believe that there's different ones for hardwood floors. Like there's certain ones that work better. I think the ones on hardwood are like more felt. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
I just know that they made different ones.
Like socks.
Kinda.
Like how if you put socks on, you could skate across a hardwood floor.
You know, you can play that. What is it? Take the old records off the shelf thing, dance around in your underwear.
Risky never business. Done that before.
Risky business.
Never done that before.
No. Slides in the room on the socks. Come on, dude. Classic. Shake, shake, shake. All right. Change it out.
Peplin's getting antsy. He says getting late, and I have not seen my fishy man just yet.
Oh well, we got 3 minutes while that's cooking, so see what we can do. See what we can do.
And Victor's asking, will you visit any public aquariums this summer?
Dude, after seeing all that footage from the Baltimore aquarium, I kind of want to go there, man. It's only 3 hours away. It's not that far.
Same.
We should go. Let's do it. All right. Anyway,
I wouldn't mind doing a.
There you go. And 3G said he moved my 125 with dowels Egyptian style. That would work too.
Yeah.
What do they call those? Sleepers? Is that what they call those? The things you put underneath and keep moving, like
that's how the Egyptians moved their pyramids.
Allegedly, nobody knows how they built the pyramid. Nobody knows how they built those pyramids, man. And the modern physics of doing that doesn't make sense.
Don't tell me you believe in the aliens coming down and building it.
No, I don't believe in that, but I don't believe they built them that way either with the sleepers, because it makes no sense. I mean, dude, there's a engineering feat that happened there. To this day, how many thousands of years later, we still marvel, like, dude, how did they do this? And every theory they come up with, they're like, dude, it's like, we can't even do that today.
I don't know if it that dowel thing works on hard surfaces. I don't know how well it would work on sand.
Yeah, sand. Yeah, exactly. That'd probably be a lot harder, right? Probably have to wet the sand. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think that they were, even the ancient Egyptians don't even know who built those pyramids. So that ought to tell you something. I think we're looking at some lost tech here. Like we knew some stuff way back then something happened and we lost all that knowledge.
Move like an Egyptian.
Yep. But anyway, I mean.
Nathan is saying I moved any tank over 20 pounds with those furniture slides. They move them with soft padding for tile, etc.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for hardwood and tiles, yeah, that makes sense. And then the carpet ones are just the plastic, because that slides better on the carpet. All right, we're gonna see.
Carpet.
Let's see if the tap water has any iron. All right, here we go. Dun dun dun. 0.12. Okay. Okay. That's actually not nothing. I think
it's not nothing.
It's not nothing. So I guess so let me write this down.
Is that an oxymoron?
It's not nothing.
Not nothing.
Yeah. What does that say?
Meaning it's something.
0.012. All right, I'm gonna write this down. I gotta write it on my whiteboard here. So
you're not making it. You're not putting it on your graph.
Well, that graph is for a different. That's for a specific fish tank. 0.12, and this thing I'm written on here is my tap water. Last time I tested the KHGH was in January.
Yeah.
And it was 11 degrees of KH, 20 degrees of GH, 342 total dissolved solids, and apparently iron is 0.12 out of the tap.
And Peplin is getting at the point where they had 1 million slaves. That's why they were able to build the pyramids.
Yeah, maybe. Ancient Egyptians are mostly dead. Except for what, the mummies? 0.12. There we go. That's where we're at. So that's not nothing. If I remember, this will measure from 0.03 to 3.0. I think is what this test is good for. I believe the EPA guideline says anything above a certain amount is considered undrinkable. But I don't think we're anywhere near that. Huh, that's interesting.
Ian asked, are you on a well?
No, city water. And I do have old plumbing, so could be.
Yes.
It's not copper pipes. Well, some of it's copper, but most of it was galvanized or whatever. Lead.
The plumbing would be solid, not liquid.
Yeah, maybe, unless it had a chance to dissolve in there, like it was like slightly acidic or something. I don't know. I don't know how it dissolves. But anyway, so we have aqueous iron at 0.102 coming out of the tap, or I'm sorry, 0.12 coming out of the tap. So that's good to know. Did it change colors? Can we see it? No. Test that again.
PNW says clearly physical iron present, along with a significant amount of THC and trace of Jaggalo.
That's right, Juggalos. Yep. A lot of that. Yeah, well, that's good to know. We'll keep an eye. It's good to have info. Now we got some knowledge here, people. So a little bit of iron in my tap, which doesn't surprise me much because I do come from an iron.
Planted Tank says that's a low iron level.
It is low. Maybe I'm iron deficient. This is a possibility. We don't know. We're just learning. We're just learning stuff here. We're just learning what's in the water.
Well, that shoots the iron fairy out of the water, though.
Yes, it does.
EVA needs
well, yeah.
iron to survive.
Maybe if I added iron, it would kill it.
I don't know.
Well,
you could experiment with it.
Either way, some plants do use iron as a macro or a micronutrient, right? I'm going to put all these test files over here.
I don't know. I've heard people say that, you know, some people say that red plants need iron. Some people say they don't. It's just light that makes them red. The more light you
See,
have.
now
I
all
don't
this
know.
time, well, I do have some iron in my water, but it's not a lot. So all this time I was thinking I had a lot of iron in my water. I really don't. So this is knowledge, people. This is what we're here for. The knowledge.
Window Liquor saying so the BBA does eat the iron out of the water.
Well, it's something. I'm sure the plants did too. But yeah,
If you have 0 in your tank.
if I have 0 in my tank, something ate the
But you
iron out.
got 0.12 in your tap water.
Yep. I'm dumping this.
Something's consuming it.
Yeah, I would assume the plants. I don't think the fish are eating it.
And Greg says yes, plants need iron.
Yeah, but it's like a micronutrient. It's not a macro, right? They're not sucking it up in huge quantities. But if there is a deficiency of iron, I could see how that could impact the growth of a plant. And if the BBA doesn't care about iron, it could, give it. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying there's an imbalance is what I'm saying.
I don't know. I think what your tanks need is some vitamin D.
Sunlight?
Dick.
Uh-huh. You're not allowed in my fish room anymore. I don't know what you're going to do with my tanks.
Have you seen my GIF? I'm spraying it, man.
What? I don't want to know. I do not want to know. All right. Oh, you can also test iodine. Oh, wait. Iodine. All right, let's see what they got on here. Low range phosphate. That's interesting.
With what? That same kit?
I'm looking on this box. It has like the other test kits that they have.
Oh, the other test.
You can test chlorine, 3 chlorine, total chlorine, low range phosphates, iodine, iron. Looks like it. That low range phosphate sounds interesting. Because all I have is a high range one. Be interesting. I don't know. Well, this is a high range iron test.
I think you just need more plants.
I think you're right on that.
Tons more plants.
I do think you're right about the more plant theory. Interesting. We did a water change, so that's good. Where are we at with time, man? I feel like it's late. It is late.
11:14.
It's getting there. All right. So does BB eat the iron out of the water? I don't know. I guess that's a... We almost need a lab here, folks. We need a testing lab.
Greg says, give the plants what they need to outcompete the algae.
The algae. I don't know if... I mean, you guys maybe don't notice this, but the tank, even though it doesn't look like it's getting better, does seem like it's getting better because that back wall is no longer a huge carpet. It's now just kind of low. It's got hard carpeting spots.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah,
But
take your word for it.
I think, I do think if I did a little more water changes, it would probably really help.
I still think you need more plants in that tank, though.
I think what else I need in this tank is, I think
you need some big swords.
I honestly think I might need like a hang on the back or a canister filter too, because I do think there's a lot of detritus. Unless I clean the sponge filters like every week, which I never do. It just kind of like adds up and starts getting on everything, like on the plants. It starts getting like that. You can kind of see how it's got like mold in the plants.
Just because your sponge filters don't clog, don't mean you just leave them there indefinitely.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I do clean them every once in a while, but it's been a while. So I think adding a filter in this would probably be a good idea. I don't have...
Jason, the lottery is 1 billion again.
Jeez.
That's the mega this time, not the Powerball.
Powerball. Mega Millions.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't play it the past couple of weeks. Because I would have lost. Or maybe it would have never got to 1 billion because I played. This is a quantum question here.
John McKenzie, you probably got a CO2 deficiency.
Now there's an idea. There's an idea. Now, how would you add extra CO2 into a water column without, gassing a tank with actual CO2? That's a good question. Or I could get CO2, but that seems like an awful lot just to stop algae, right? Or, it would help plants. But then you run the risk of, I don't know, what's the word? Gassing your fish. These guys are looking really good right now. I don't know if you can see that.
Greg says light, nutrients, and flow.
Light, nutrients, and flow. Yep. And any of that stuff's out of balance, grow algae. The problem is there's a whole lot of variables in that the nutrients and the light factor. I do think I found a pretty good medium for the lights here, though. Maybe a little too strong. I don't know, man.
I think you just have to live with it and embrace it, which you have done. So
Yeah, but it can't hurt to.
I'm
not hating
sure
it.
you don't lose sleep.
I'm
sure you don't lose sleep over it.
Exactly. Nothing. I lose nothing. I did this water change and there's
John said gas it out.
There's bubbles like all over the place and there's some bubbles on the fish. Like, dude. And no, it is not.
That's because of the water change.
Yeah, exactly. I just see it on this one guy's head. Got a bubble on him.
Yeah, different temperature.
Yeah. He's got it on his mouth. It's weird. It's also on
Freaky
plants.
Fish Lady says the fish are beautiful.
They're definitely looking good. I'm gonna concur with that. Fire mouths are starting to look, well, even the fire mouths look good, but fireheads are looking great. This guy's looking real colorful.
Yeah, Ian said that the best of them is like.
Yeah, he's like on fire. Yeah, he was definitely on fire. And that other, there's a big. I might have to separate some of these Jack Dempsey's or fire mouse, not Jack Dempsey's. I don't know why I said that. This is the big one, and he's cornered that side of the tank, and anybody that goes there, he doesn't like it. And there is a king tiger pleco. Can you see it?
Oh no, I cannot.
You cannot.
Where is he?
He's underneath the log.
Here,
let me see if I can get closer.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, I see it. I see the stripes.
And there's one of my rainbow goobies right in front of him.
Yeah. Fire mounts, man.
Yeah, they're cool.
They have so much different colors in them. It's crazy.
And they're such a staple. Like, they've been around forever. And I think a lot of times
they're
overrated. I had them as a kid.
Underrated.
That's what I meant. Did I say what I say? Overrated? Yeah, underrated.
Yeah.
Definitely underrated. Big Daddy doesn't like starting to get a little more like, hey, get out of my area here. But yeah, he's definitely colored up.
Paul is saying, I think the high iron in the water is contributing to the BBA. The green water lab algae control seems to be working in my problem tank.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have to do a little more research on like how high. Like 0.12 doesn't seem incredibly high, but I think 0.3 is where it becomes like beyond the EPA drinking standards. So I think I have to do a little more research on that. I just briefly glanced over that at one point. So I'm not entirely sure how
So that's
much iron
probably
that
what,
is.
when people tell you you have a magnetic personality, they're probably talking about how you have a high iron content in your water.
That's probably true.
Just- I'm just trying to be funny.
Yeah. The operative word is trying.
I try my best.
Tried and failed. All right.
And Window Liquor says, I think it's a chicken leg thing. A chicken and the egg thing.
Chicken leg thing. What is a
A
chicken leg
chicken and
thing?
the egg. Chicken wing, hot dogs and bologna, chicken and macaroni, hanging with my homie.
Yo. This sounds like a real song. All right.
And Greg says no Window Liquor because healthy tanks, healthy plants beat out algae every time. All tanks have some algae, but you can control it.
Who's saying this?
Greg's
Greg's.
planted tanks.
Okay.
It becomes the more it becomes easier the more plants you have.
Yeah, I can see that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
The more plants you have in your tank is the less chance of algae getting a foothold. You know.
All right. Settled on killer.
And Ian saying my belief is that you need more plant mass to algae to get ahead. Start by removing the decorations and hit them with H2O2 and get more plants in there.
Hydrogen peroxide. That's what H2O2 is. It's an oxidizer. Oxygen is a pretty corrosive thing, man, in case you didn't know that. It's very volatile. You know, this is like the only place in the solar system that fire exists, like an open flame. Nowhere else in the solar system will that happen, because we're the only planet that has oxygen as a free thing. I find that fascinating.
Uh,
And oxygen is a byproduct.
he's Alashon's talking about my singing. Keep your night job.
Yeah, keep them all, man. All right, I have a ghost knife in here somewhere. Now that I cleaned it.
Alashon, you don't think I could make a living off of singing?
As long as you were like on a street corner with like one of those things, like we'll work for
Playing a
food.
drum,
No, just a sign that says we'll
a
work for food.
harmonica, and a guitar.
People will take pity on you and throw you some change.
Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, hanging with my homie. It's a full moon, August the 1st.
Interesting. When's that, Tuesday? Ooh, what is today, 30th? I have no idea what day it is. Where are we? What year is this?
Today is the 30th.
And there's 31 days in this month? Ugh, our calendar sucks.
And yes, Monday is the 31st.
Okay.
So the 1st is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And we have Dr. Anthony here. He
Hey.
says still on his back, going back to the States early because of it.
Oh, that stinks, man. Trust me, I know about back issues. And that is not fun. At all. Yeah. Well, sorry to hear that. Hope you get better, man.
Shano says I need to
Shano.
buy you some stronger magnets.
Well, yeah, actually, I think part of the problem is this blade. The one I was using was for an acrylic tank because I bought the wrong one. So it's just a plastic blade on there. The metal ones are great until they get warped. And this one's bent to heck. I don't know if you can see that.
How does it get warped?
From me monkeying it, like, it's a very soft metal.
Or have you been trying to shave with it or something?
Yeah. No, I think what it is, you're in the tank and you're like going ham and you whack it on something and they're just, when you're going ham and start whacking.
Wow, I hope those kids are still watching.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about banging it on stuff. I should just stop. All right. I think I got all this algae off of here. But yes, I was meaning to get. You can buy these scraper parts, like the separate. These attach, detach. They are kind of convenient. Obviously, they work a lot better when they're not bent, but they do work. I think the reason they're soft metal is so they don't scratch the glass, but razor blades don't seem to scratch the glass either, and they seem to be a lot more sturdy than that. So maybe I gotta look into that. All right. Doing some water changes here. Keeping up on the process. Make sure I like to clean that out every once in a while to make sure I don't have any algae floating in there. All right. It's about as good as it's gonna get. Mr. G's in here somewhere. I've had him for a while too, a couple years. Should get some more of that night footage of him. What do you call it? Security camera footage. The night vision.
Yeah.
These are your melon swords. They seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, those are big nutrient suckers, but from the substrate. So I don't know how well it would do with getting rid of the BBA that you have.
And the water column, yeah. This tank is not bad. Knock on wood. Yet. I'm sure if I give it time. It's starting to form on the rock over there and the sponge filters and a little bit on that. It's getting there, but it's not bad. So, and it looks like some of this dwarf sage is starting to root. So hopefully that'll take off. The crypts seem to be doing good. So maybe we'll throw a bunch more crypts in here. Leave the dwarf sage alone. I'm surprised any of it's in here because of those geos, honestly. They do like to peck at stuff, but as long as it's like rooted in there, it's in there pretty good. They kind of leave it alone. Just pick around it, which is good. I can't stand like that. Ow. My knees cannot handle that. Let's put it that way. right.
Everybody's criticizing you for using the
Jason DeGrasse
thing the
Tyson.
wrong way.
What thing the wrong way? What are you talking about?
The scraper.
Oh, how was I using it the wrong way?
You was using it with your hand inside the tank.
Oh, come on now. 100%. Fast-growing plants. There's a supermoon. What I don't get is the tank with the green rock is in a, well, 3-tank system. It's really a 2-tank system, but, and a sump. So, tons of plant mass in it, but still has BBA in it. How is that? You know, I've wondered that too. The top tank, all the BBA pretty much moved to the bottom tank.
It just changed it just changed its area code is all it did.
Yeah, but there was something that changed, right? I didn't change the lighting. I did add.
You have covered the substrate with a cap.
I did cap the substrate, and I did put a bunch of plants in there. I also added that rainbow goby, which he liked
Your
to go through.
idea of a bunch of plants is 2-3 plants. That's not a bunch of plants. A bunch of plants is a whole lot more.
Listen to me, boy.
Now you're starting to sound like that dude that makes those videos. He gets quite close to being beat up a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
That dude that says, "Hey boy,
yo boy,
reach me that thing off the shelf there, boy."
People are like, who are you talking to? Well, I capped it with sand, so maybe that did something. I'm sure that helped. Although the other tank does have a little bit of a sand cap, but it's really fine, so maybe I should thicken it. I did add a lot of plants. I added big plants too, like Anubias, and the Anubias is not small. It was huge, big ones. That's what she said.
That tank that you have full of guppy grass, does that still have black-beard algae in it?
It does have some, but it's not like, no. It's more so the biggest problem I struggle with that is green hair algae on that.
Hair algae.
Yeah. Hair algae, right.
Geez.
But it's like, it depends. Like if I keep the hair algae down, then the guppy grass grows. If I don't do anything, the hair algae tends to outgrow the guppy grass first. But once the guppy grass gets a hold, then the hair algae is kind of like at bay. You know what I mean? I'll put some pics of my tanks on Discord when the lights come on. I have tons of plants. See, he knows. I do think that CO2 thing might be an issue too. How do you test CO2 in the water column? The only way they monitor that is through the pH, right? To determine how much CO2 is being added into there, right? I think. Is that how that works?
That little drop thing checker that turns color.
Yeah, isn't
in the water.
That's basically a pH monitor, I believe. Yeah. Some sort of.
And when you're adding the CO2, it changes your pH level, so it's supposed to be like a green color as opposed to a yellow color or as opposed to a red color.
No, blue. I think it goes blue.
Oh, blue, right. Yeah, yellow is not enough. Green is just right. Blue is too much.
What's up, Salient? Yes, and that's pretty much corresponds with the same colors on the pH kit. Blue is high. Blue is alkaline. Yellow is acidic, and the greenish is neutral. Right?
Comprende.
You feeling me, dog?
I get you. I get you.
Okay. All right.
So can you just put one of those in your tank and without using CO2 will it measure?
Yeah, but I don't think, I mean, it's going to be very steady, right? I think you can, man. If I remember reading about this one time, I think all those drop checkers is just that pH fluid. It's just not being touched by water. It's being touched by the gas. Like there's a gas bubble in between the fluid and the...
I get you.
And I think that's what interacts with it. But I do think it's just a pH thing, so it doesn't... I'm not entirely sure, honestly. We got any PHX or what do you call them?
People who use pH.
CO2.
People
Yeah,
who use
that's what,
CO2.
couldn't think of the word for a second. CO2 people. Okay, that's probably a big water change I just did there. Yeah, maybe I should get one of those hang on the backs. That might be the easiest option for some of these tanks. Although canisters would be kind of nice. I don't know. I'll have to think about this. Think about this.
Yeah, Greg's saying that CO2 lowers the pH.
Yes. Well, carbon will acidify things.
PNW says an accurate measurement of CO2 is the relation between KH and pH.
Well, that's something we're gonna have to read up on, but the relationship between KH and pH.
And I believe that is one of the reasons that plants kind of tend to do better in my water is because I have low KH.
Lower KH, right? My KH is pretty high.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm sure it can get higher than that, but it's pretty high. 11 degrees of KH is no joke. Right? I think most people run around like 2 or 3 on average.
Mm.
Maybe a little more. 4 to 6, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just thinking out loud. But yeah. So what is the real? I mean, like, is it a ratio? Like, how do you? I mean, you got to obviously measure your KH and pH all the time. So how would that determine how much CO2 is in your water?
Greg says I don't use a drop checker. I just watch the plants.
Just taste the water, man.
And PNW says the drop checker should be used with 4 DKH water and pH indicator solution.
Okay, so it's a mix. I don't know what that 4 degrees of KH water, is that what you just said? 4 DH is degrees of hardness.
DKH.
Degrees of carbon hardness. Okay. So the water is 4 degrees in pH solution. Interesting. Okay, so it basically is pH solution in a certain type of water. It's not.
Ian is saying that's why I stopped CO2, my low KH.
So you want a little more KH when you're doing CO2? Obviously, you need some KH.
In other words, you could probably crash really easy.
Yeah, you probably really could, actually.
If you have low KH to begin with and you try using CO2.
It's true.
Probably a lot easier.
I've heard that CO2 problem before. Actually, that's one of the methods that somebody showed me. Was it Jennifer Weaver showed me a thing? And I think it was that woman that I got those snails from was the one that was talking about it too. Is a method of gassing out. Basically, you take seltzer water, like a 2-liter bottle or whatever, soda stream kind of thing, and just put your plants in a bucket or whatever's covered in algae. Throw the plants in a bucket, throw the water in the bucket, put a lid on it for whatever, 2 days, 3 days, come back, should kill all the algae.
Freaky Fish Lady says, question, I have 2 juvenile flower horns, neither are showing any signs of a KOCK. So are there, if so, let me take a minute.
Yeah. Read the words.
So if they're both females, can they go in the same 120 together?
I'm gonna have to toss that to the audience because I have no idea about flower horns. I just know they're a hybrid cichlid.
Yeah, I'm not
And
sure myself
and
either.
if I remember, they were pretty aggressive hybrid cichlids that they got to do those, right? So I don't know. 2 females. Aren't the females the ones that get
Yeah,
real territorial? No, the males do.
I don't know.
They
I
both
don't
do.
know.
I don't know. Honestly, don't know. But it could be one of those things like, like if they grow up together, they're cool with each other. I
Yeah,
honestly
and
don't know.
Ian says
No clue.
without
Sorry.
KH, your pH plummets.
I see. Well, I don't have that problem.
And Paul is saying my GH is running around 150 ppm, and my KH is about 40 ppm.
That's pretty low. If I remember that. What is it? All right, hang on. It's like take your degrees and multiply it by 13.7, something weird like that, and that's how you get the parts per million.
Well, actually, PNW Aqua is saying, wow, liquid rock there, Paul.
That doesn't seem very liquid rock, does it? 150 parts per million seems pretty low. Unless I'm doing this math wrong. Hang on. Let me look this up. Now I'm curious.
Ian just posted a link for CO2 chart.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Ian. Check that out. No, I don't need you, Chat GPT. All right. Now, what was I going to ask? Degrees of hardness to ppm. All right, I got to turn this off. We're going to overflow tank. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
So he said his hardness was what? 150 ppm, something like that? Which would be hard. Okay. So that puts it at 120 to 180 is the basically 6.7 to 10.11 degrees of hardness. Okay. All right. So I was wrong with the whole conversion thing. Well, maybe I wasn't, but at least my mind went somewhere else. Okay. So that is hard water. And what did he say his KH was? Like half that? So half of that would be...
His KH is 40.
So that's on the lower end of that, but this is also just hard water. It's okay. So this would put my water off the chart because my degrees of general hardness is 22, which...
So yours is like liquid cement.
The chart stops at 10.12 or more is 180 parts per million. So I'm at least 360 parts per million right off the bat.
Greg says I have to add KH with CO2 and aqua soil. My KH drops to 0, which is hard to deal with.
Oh, that's French degrees. We don't care. Who cares about French degrees? What is a degree of hardness? $24 grams. Oh my God, is that an equation? 10 to the third power of water grams. This is way too much. Let's do a calculator. This is easier. Okay, I was not far off. Degrees of hardness to parts per million is you take and either multiply by 17.848 or divide by it, depending which way you're going. 1 degree of hardness is equal to... Oh my God. This is too much math in the morning here. 60 parts per million is equal to 3.36 degrees of hardness. Holy smokes. Okay. 22 degrees of hardness, according to this, is 400 parts per million. And my 12 degrees would be equivalent to 250 parts per million. So that's a lot of parts per million. Now he was saying, was it 30? So it's 1 point, almost 2 degrees for his KH, and his GH was around 8, 9 degrees. So relatively hard. But the KH is kind of on the lower end, actually. According to this chart, it's in the green. I am like in the purple. I've gone so far. Gone the other way. Hey, there's another one of your little plecos down there. 2 of them I see. One on that side of the rock, one on this side of the rock. Or log. Oh, there you went. Did we lose you? Uh-oh, Kirk's sleeping. We bored Kirk to death. Or maybe I'm not here anymore. Hold on. Nope. Maybe. This might be one of those things that Kirk just decided he had enough and left. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Still here. It's almost time to go anyway. Oh no, I don't even know if I'm here. My phone's not working. What is going on? Am I still here? Oh, water hardness, softness, whatever. Holy cow, 60 degrees, moderately hard. Yeah. I don't even know what that's trying to tell me. We hear you, no Kirk. Yeah, I think Kirk might have AFK'd real quick. I'm not entirely sure. Either that or his computer died or something. Kidnapped by aliens. You never know with that guy. Maybe somebody knocked on the door and said, here's a record contract for you, buddy. Need you to sign. His pH crashed. That's funny. All right, cool. Well, it's almost time to get out of here in a few minutes, so I'm just going to wrap up this. I started changing water on the tank above it, too. Kirk is now dying of laughter. It's funny. pH crash. That's funny. Oh, I guess I could speed up the... Turn that off so that I could fill the tank. Let's back it up here. Doing that tank now. Can you see it? Yeah, we can see it. Juggalos hunted him. It's funny. Yeah, so that's it. All right, that is a good, interesting thing there. That whole KH, GH, or KH, pH to determine how much. I guess that gives you a ratio of dissolved carbon in your water somehow. Is that what you're trying to tell me? And why? There's so many questions. Why is it 4 degree KH water? Like, I guess you need some KH in the water to buffer the what do you call it? The solution? These are all good questions, man. Maybe I should do the whole CO2 thing. Get a tank. You know? Maybe. Let's try it. So that means I need a regulator. I need a tank. I need that drop checker thingy. Whatever the indicator. I need tubing. I need that diffuser. Sounds like a lot. We could do this though. It can't be that hard. It's like 4 things, right? Regulator, diffuser, and then that drop checker thing, right? And then tubing. Am I missing anything? Probably some check valves or something. Make sure I don't kill myself. So no word. Let me see if he's backstage still. I see him back here, but I don't hear him. And he doesn't see. Is he muted? No, he's not muted. Kirk, what happened to you, man? Like, you know, I'm out. All right. We are almost done with this. This is the only tank that has the canister filter on it. It's that little Eheim thingy right there. I used to have another one, but I broke it. I still have the top part, but the bottom parts would broke. Actually, the handle things would broke, so it won't keep a suction on the seal on the thing, so it just leaks, which is not cool. As far as I'm concerned, canister filter shouldn't leak. But you know, I can't blame anybody but myself for doing that because I broke it because I was monkeying it. Oh well. I need some water. All right. The power head up there is starting to. Whoa! I bumped that. Sorry. It's starting to chug. Let's get this out of here. We'll fill this up, and it'll be time to go. So, yeah. Things are going well. Let's disconnect that. What else did I do? Oh, I was checking out my tub outside. Was it yesterday? Some of the frying there are getting kind of big. So I'm doing good. It seems to be doing pretty well out there. Some blue dreams in that tub too. So I think I have, I don't know, do I have it? I do have it. Whether you can see it or not is another story. Let me see. I don't want to get too sidetracked when it's filling up. It's a good way to get water on the floor. Alright, let's see if I can find that. If not, I'll have to save it for next week.
Oh, you guys still here?
Hey, look who woke up. Feel better?
I feel so much better.
Feel refreshed after your nap?
So much better. Believe me, it was not a nap. It was ugly. Ugly.
Yeah, we don't need to know. We'll leave it at that. There's a fly in here. I did take this. Oh, there it is. I do have the footage. Cool. All right, give that a sec to download.
And Greg said that it's definitely better to have low KH when it comes to plants.
Low KH. Yeah,
Hence
apparently.
the reason my plants tend to do slightly better than yours.
Yeah. I know that the KH is killing my plants, or a lot of them. A lot of plants can't survive in that. So
KH is just too high.
you know what likes it though? Apparently, it's blackbeard algae.
Blackbeard algae don't have no problems with high KH.
Blackbeard algae don't care. All right, filling that tank up real quick, and while we're filling it up, I'm going to show my tub. A little update on the tub. So let's go there. I'll try and keep an eye on the fish tank. fry up here. Getting bigger. There's a lot more of them in here too. This is just one little corner that I kind of corralled them up into.
What fry are these now?
I'm not entirely sure. I was trying to figure that out. They probably Celebes is what I think they are. Celebes rainbow.
They're the
Although there
mystery
could be
fry.
a mix. There could be I did put Luminanis in here too, like eggs. So it could be both. Could be one or the other.
Hey, Terry's here.
What's up, Terry? Sup? What's going on, man? Doing a thing. Filling up a tank. There's something going weird with this camera. There's the other camera. Oops. I'm looking at something you're not.
Greg says experiment with a smaller tank with RO water to see what you think.
It's not a bad idea. What I should do is take. Well, here's the deal. That tank that I had my Scarlet Batis in, right? The one he died, right?
Hmm.
So let me turn this around here.
So there's no inhabitants in it right now.
There is the rabbit snails, but those would be very easy to move.
To relocate.
Yeah, there's only 2.
And completely empty it and refill it with when I say completely empty it, just the water.
Yes, I understand what you mean. However, I would
refill it with RO.
I would think maybe do it in smaller increments, like over time, instead of just shock it like that.
Oh, to shock the plants, you mean?
But I don't know if that would shock the plants. I mean,
I don't know either.
I don't think it would shock the plants because as long as it wasn't like cold water. But
yeah,
I was thinking more like if there was like, I mean, there's a lot of snails in there. Probably are not going to like that the sudden drop.
Oh yeah, well,
in hardness.
And snails do thrive better in higher KH.
Well, I'll try and pick all the
Isn't
snails
that right?
I can. Well, most snails use.
Yeah.
Well, no, it wouldn't be KH. It would be GH, wouldn't it? Because they use the calcium. I don't think there's too much carbonate they're using.
Yeah.
Because they need the actual like calcium and whatever. I don't think that's KH.
Greg says I would remineralize the water. Yeah,
because it will definitely destroy everything in there, right? Water is a pretty corrosive thing too. It's considered a solvent. In case you don't know that. It's actually one of the most effective solvents there is.
In case you don't know that, now you do.
Now you do. We live in a hostile place, people.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. No. We're not going there.
I'll end that song right there.
Exactly. All right, water changes are done for these couple of tanks.
And Ian says, what about just cutting
it in half?
I think water with RO.
I think I might do that. We've been thinking about doing that for quite a few tanks, actually.
I'm surprised that you haven't done it with all your tanks, knowing that your tanks are so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that your tap water is so hard.
Well, the problem is it introduces a whole new interesting problem for me with water changes, right?
Yeah, it's hard to keep it stable.
Well, not only that, but it creates an extra step of me instead of just jacking in, pulling a hose over and turning it on. I gotta mix it.
Yo, I can.
What?
Can actually see that pleco swimming on the glass.
Oh yeah.
But it's in the delayed one, and he might not be there in the real time one. No, he's already gone in the real time.
Missed it. But yeah. I forget what I was just saying. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to get it.
Man, is that a mess down there? I gotta clean that up. I got filters.
Says universal solvent.
Yup, it is. It is a universal solvent. And a potent one at that. It's deadly too. Everyone that's ever drank it is gonna die.
I heard that just drinking plain water.
RO water, you mean? Like
RO water.
Unmineralized?
we end up just passing it back out.
Well,
We
here's the deal.
don't retain it at all because it has no.
No, see, I think that's a lie.
Our
What I-
body is not equipped to have a reservoir for
Here's what I think. I
just
think
plain water.
your body needs certain minerals that it usually gets from the water, right? So if you strip the water of those minerals, you are now going to become mineral deficient because you're not getting those minerals. However, in most modern diets, you're picking up all those minerals from your food. So I think if you were to start drinking RO water, you'd be perfectly fine. You might notice a little
Yeah,
difference.
but it does nothing for you. It just
I think
passes right through you.
that's true of all water, dude. Like last time I checked, the water goes in, it comes right out. Well, not right out. It takes a little while. But I don't think that's true at all. Like your body uses the water as it would use the water. Like what it's for. It's to pick up, keep yourself regulated, right? But I think you're missing those minerals if you're pulling out the RO. So over time, you'll become deficient. They'll start pulling it from like your bones and stuff, right? That's what I think. I'm not a doctor, but I think that's a wise tale that your body doesn't use it at all.
Well, it does cleanse things. It it dilutes stuff, bad stuff in your body,
Oh yeah,
which then strapped by your
because I was talking to there
your
was
liver.
somebody I knew that like basically the doctor told her to start drinking distilled water because she was having like whatever. So she went to drinking RO water because the doctor told her to. And it's because she was having too much problems with like I guess whatever
Stones?
calcium and whatever.
Kidney stones?
I guess I don't know.
Maybe she was drinking your water.
What is in that fish's mouth? He is eating. What in the heck is he eating? Whoops. I guess it's some algae. It looks like fins sticking out of his mouth. Oh no, it's a leaf. You see him munching that? It's like spaghetti going in there, man.
They do like leaves. Plants, don't they eat a lot of plants? Those
The festivums? Yeah, I guess they do like them.
festivums.
Festivums for the rest of them. It looked like a fin sticking out of his mouth for a second there. I was like, what is he eating? Yeah, so I don't know about that RO thing. I think that's a wives' tale. I want to see science.
I don't know. Yeah,
and you're telling me it, I certainly believe in it.
I was just spouting stuff off that I seen on a video. So.
Yeah.
That the guy said that, just drinking plain or unmineralized water does nothing for the human body.
Yes, I agree that
it just passes straight through us.
I agree it doesn't give you any nutrition because you're not getting any minerals. However, it still functions like water functions to keep you hydrated. I just don't think you're getting anything. You're gonna start stripping yourself.
If you're passing it right, if it's passing right through your body, does it keep you hydrated?
Well, yeah. I mean, like all water.
It doesn't get trapped in the cells or nothing.
What are you talking about? Look.
If it's passing right through you.
But it's not passing right through you.
It's like a river flowing through your body.
If you think of your body as like a filter, right? You put the water in, it filters it, and then takes it out, right? That's still doing that, whether it's RO or not. Like the water goes in, your body absorbs it, it hydrates you, your kidneys take it out. And it uses it to remove waste.
Paul is saying beer goes in, comes out the same.
Yup. Don't drink recycled beer. Good idea.
You won't get drunk.
Anyone who stores RO or premixes, how long can you store water in a plastic brute can? Does it need to stay aerated?
What I'm getting at is some of that water that we drink out of bottles and stuff RO water?
No, it's mostly just filtered tap water is what it is.
So it still contains minerals.
Yeah, from wherever the water source is.
And GH.
Yes.
Right. So it's not distilled water that we're drinking.
No. Usually not.
Yeah.
Amisa has a question here. Anyone who stores RO or premixes, how long can you store water in a plastic brute can? Does it need to stay aerated? I store mine in plastic brute cans. I do not aerate, and sometimes it sits for months before it has gone at least a month or more without being touched, and I don't notice any problems. And I also do the same thing with my salt water that I mix.
You ever
However,
notice a slime coat on the walls of the container?
I was just gonna say I noticed that on the salt water, not the RO water,
Okay. Not the RO water.
not the RO water. It's forever chemical
Because I
water.
was just going to ask, what is that slime coat? Is it algae? What is it? Bacteria? What is
I'm
it?
guessing it's a bacteria. It's probably a bacteria. It's probably beneficial bacteria too. Probably throw some fish
Mm,
in there. I don't actually know.
start a cycle.
There's a lot of
I don't know.
minerals in salt water, so
Yeah, as opposed to obviously RO water, which is
yeah, stripped. RODI.
yeah.
The DI Atkins says there. RO removes the bulk, but DI removes everything else. Yeah, DI is one of those factors that you got to take into account. You can strip everything out of it, but the water will still have some properties because it's ionized. It's got like ions, right? Positive, negative.
You mean RO?
RO is the reverse osmosis. That's a filter. DI is a resin that actually
Takes out the
deionizes the water.
yeah.
Water has that weird
But what
property.
do you have? What do you have? Just RO
Both,
or
both.
RODI?
It does both. Although you can skip one of the, if you wanted to skip the DI part, I guess you could. No, water is like that
Drinking
weird
purpose.
property. Like if you have pure water, like that doesn't have like minerals and stuff in it, no buffering, no KH.
Mm,
Water will change, will will bounce ions back and forth to each other, right? Um, it can become positively charged, negatively charged. However, in pure water, that happens all the time, and everything ends up being a net neutral, right? As soon as you add some sort of buffering capacity in, or or something the other way that's going to acidify, you start adding things that strip ions or add ions. You know what I mean? That's what the whole DI thing is.
mm.
Water's weird.
Um,
Let's put it that way.
because I know my water comes out basically neutral pH from the tap, but when I put it into my tanks, it goes to acidic slightly. Like it'll go from 7 to maybe 6.8 or 6.6, which is because of the fact that it has low KH. Everything starts stripping it more when it gets into my tank. So I believe that's what lends itself to my plants growing better as well.
Right. Victor says, "Do
And
I ever use oxygen in tanks?" No.
yeah,
Just the air, just regular whatever atmospheric air and bubbles. That adds
but
oxygen
yeah, and even the
and CO2.
bubbles that you add is not adding anything physically to the water. It's the breaking of the surface that's
Yeah,
adding it.
there's a lot of that. Some of it will dissolve in the water column, but very little.
Very, very minute.
I
That's why.
don't even know if you
That's
notice it.
why a lot of guys use when they use CO2, they also use some kind of like a wave maker or maybe a hang on back or something. So it helps diffuse the CO2 in the water column more than just the bubbles,
Yeah.
than just the diffuser. Because then you could get gas off of a lot of your CO2 if you don't have that
Some people
churning
use
of the
that.
water.
They do it in the what do you call it? They
In
have
the filter line, yeah,
yeah, in the line, inline
inline
filter. Yeah,
filter.
that's the word I was looking for. Inline. Yeah,
Yeah.
inline injection.
So it diffuses better
I guess
into
it's the
the
difference between fuel injection and
water.
carbureted.
I guess. I
same
don't
kind
know
of
about
same kind
that.
of idea.
Yeah.
Straight into
You're
the
getting
stream
above
as opposed
you're
to
start you're starting to get above my pay grade now. Which is $0 and 0 cents. So I can be as stupid as I want.
What are you gonna do when
When you start paying me,
That's right. You gotta step it up, dude.
I'll be on Google a lot. Google is
Chat
free.
GPT, help me. All right, guys, we've gone way over.
Tiny bubbles.
We've gone way over time. Hopefully, Kenny's not going. Well, I mean, it'd be cool if Kenny was going, but hopefully, we're not stepping over him. I'm not entirely sure. He used to do a members only stream.
And
Anyway.
even says, or get a CO2 reactor. And you won't ever use bubbles or worry about CO2 straration.
Yeah, Pulsatero has a Venturi and a wave maker and the discus tank to help with oxygen. Yeah, that actually probably would help a lot. Those power heads that you can like put that little like get the bubbles going, like those really fine bubbles. If you can get those fine bubbles, I guarantee you that's probably dissolving in the water column. Some of them. You know what I mean?
Some of them.
And you're getting all that extra surface agitation too, because all those thousands of little bubbles are breaking, as opposed to
as opposed to one big bubble.
Yeah, bigger bubbles, right? I don't know how much that matters. But this is all good stuff, man. We'll do a little research.
Science.
Science! All right, guys. We've gone way over. We will catch you next time, right? Next week. I'm down.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit that like on the way out if you haven't already. Got any questions, please leave it down below in the comments. And anybody watching replay, love you all. And subscribe. Bye.
Later.